Going live. Live. Welcome back. Hello. So is that I think I start every single stream with like when it's actually going live. Because you press the go live button in YouTube and it's just like, well, and there we go. Welcome everyone. Got a little bit of a crowd here. Welcome all the regulars here. We got Aussie back and Ted is back as well. You're up early, late, whatever that ends up being for you. Got a few people here too. Good evening, Fireborn. And Vandal Industry, I saw you mention earlier, caught the live first time. Appreciate you coming. Here's my cat. She doesn't take no for an answer when it comes to sit in my lap, so we'll see if she interrupts our clicking goodness. This is Zoe, for anyone interested. So we have a cat early. We're also enjoying a beverage tonight, so... Like, I used to play Diablo when I was younger, obviously. That is loud. That is my own notification that my own stream is going live. Thank you, YouTube. Anyway, yeah, she is the best gamer. At least she's not going to fall off any platform. She's much more agile than I am. Anyway, playing Diablo originally, I certainly wasn't able to drink beer, but I can now. It's the joys of adult life. So, I wanted to play something that was kind of like, I'm just a straight up enjoyable game that's easy to play and everything. So we're playing Diablo. I wanted to just whip this out again and play it because I remember watching the or reading the previews of this and it looked so amazing. Nothing else looked like it compared to it in magazines. So I'm like, I haven't played Diablo in quite a while, and it's I think Diablo for me is the ultimate retro PC comfort food. I mean, it's not a hard game, right? You just click and it's so comforting to play. But this is the European box copy, as you probably figured out or have seen. I'm not sure exactly how the US copy looks, if it's the same or not. Getting fur in my face again. We'll take a look at the contents real quick. I did install this previously. I'm also testing a little different capture converter for VGA to HDMI. I think it makes it look a little cleaner. We'll see when we get into the game. The big difference is that it's another cheapo converter, and it's dirt cheap. I'll probably make a video on that at some point too, comparing the new converters. But it actually transfers the actual resolution being captured. The other converter I have that I normally use translates it to 1920 by 1080, which doesn't always come across very well on the scaling, but this actually is translating the actual resolution. I'm a little fantastic with that. So yeah, this is my original copy from when I was a kid. So I bought this when it came out. Free to play over the internet over battle.net. What's that new thing? Compete over the internet with free access to Blizzard's Battle.net gaming service from Blizzard North. So yeah, that was a long time ago. I remember reading through... yeah, I got a fur print shirt. Yep, it's like... You like it? It's quite kitsch. But I remember after I was playing the game, I'd go to bed and I would just read through this manual over and over. They built a lot of backstory into this, and it's fascinating to see how this all plays out. Spoiler alert, if you haven't played Diablo, then your character basically turns into the main bad guy in Diablo 2. So it's a cool story, but there's a lot of, world building in this one, because they were trying to establish Diablo. Right now, Diablo's a, powerhouse. I mean, really think about it. This came out on like 196, something like that. I guess I can look at the box that I have right in front of me. What's the PC Gamer 1995? Registered trademark 96. Yep. So they've only gone up to Diablo 3, but those games have a long-lasting appeal, obviously. But there's a lot of world building in the manual. Just to give you information, like how is this played? And I think this was really revolutionized the action RPG genre. I certainly remember like being just blown away by how easily accessible it was, and just you kept going and going, and just that like small endorphin kicks of getting new gear, right? Interesting enough, so before Blizzard became its own like mega powerhouse, right? This is actually contains a little booklet for Sierra catalog for 96 and 97. I believe Sierra probably had a hand in publishing this. Well, it's just Blizzard Entertainment. It was developed at Blizzard North and published by Blizzard, but then collaboration with Sierra, I guess, because they have actually a catalog for Sierra. You got Rama here. We have Phantasmagoria 2, Lighthouse. Some of the classic Sierra games. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but they were in the full FMV bonanza around this era. So, Laser Zoot Larry 7, other classics. It's actually pretty fun to just see this in here. And then they go way back to older games. Raid Baron 2 wasn't very new at the time, I think. Yeah, there were so many cool games around that time. And just a refresher, this game then is made to run. This is kind of like a Pentium class game. I bet you could run on a 46, but they do say Pentium 60 required. 8 mega RAM, double speed CD-ROM drive, and in all caps, Diablo CD must be in drive to play. I think it streams most of this game from the drive actually, because you can install this as a spawn copy, which install just a base game that you can play in multiplayer, which good guy Blizzard at the time. But it runs mostly from CD, pretty much. So, spine-chilling SVGA graphics, 3D modeled characters, and real-time lighting. Oh, is it just the music? Okay. That makes sense, because, I mean, they didn't want to install that. You know, yes, we have plenty of space on this guy here, and for anyone uninitiated, this is a P166. I did a video on this. This is a ASD Advantage. It's been upgraded with an overdrive processor. So it's got plenty of juice for this game, for sure. I don't even remember how much memory I crammed in this thing. I gotta use the right mouse. You can look here. Good properties. We'll switch over to the live view. 80 meg, yeah, so it's a quite powerful machine for this purpose, and it plays Diablo, of course, flawlessly. So we're gonna go right into it. Diablo. See, I may have to switch over the view a little bit, because I think it, like, off-centered it, but anyway. Diablo and Blizzard. I move this a little bit. Whoops. Too much. Whoop. I'll try and see there. It's weird because certain resolutions just ends up at different like spots a little bit, and normally on the CRT you would kind of shift it around, right? Well, you can't do that here, so we can actually see the screen. Lock it there. So yeah, I think this capture or converter gives a little clearer signal. Let me know if you notice any problems or anything. I tested a whole bunch and it seemed to work just fine. So we'll watch the intro. I was pressing something there, obviously, but I remember Blizzard coming out with this stuff, and like this full motion video stuff was just mind-blowing. I think, at least I did, I thought just and yes, it's very interlaced. That's kind of part of to upscale it, right, to that resolution. Now, it's not me making the resolution change. That's actually the video is encoded like that with interlace, because it was, you know, made in lower quality, and they blew it up to make it get that size. They had to interlace it, and for interlacing, they're just, you know, alternate lines are black to make it bigger. So, but I don't think anything compared to their CGI, especially by the time Warcraft 2 or Warcraft 3 came out, there's like no one can compete with their CGI cinematics at the time. Just fluid animation, fluid body movement. I can't think of any other game from that era that was as good as the Blizzard, you know, in-house animation studio. They just knocked it out of the park every time, and it was a treat as you progressed in the game, in all their games, to see the next CGI thing. The beer is in frame here. There we go. And just nothing can compete with them. And maybe there's some diehard fans of other game series that had really, really good. Yeah, StarCraft 2. I remember playing that and just like. That was probably the first RTS game I got super invested in the story. Like, I like Command & Conquer. It was really fun. That pseudo-modern setting was cool. But then playing StarCraft, like, I felt like I got sucked in there, and then getting those CGI cutscenes in between was so world-building. Oh no, it's that guy on the box! Run! That nothing prepared me for just how invested I ended up being in the story from StarCraft. I thought it was really cool. Like, the first time you run into the, what do they call the Zerg that they put on the ground, like the ooze or whatever. I was like, what is that? Alright, we're going to go single player. We're not playing multiplayer. I created a hero, which we're going to create a new one. I just wanted to test it. So I pretty much always played as a sorcerer when I was a kid. I was going to play a rogue. I have not played a rogue really any time in this game, believe it or not. I played warrior here and there, and I played sorcerer is probably what I played as a kid, mostly because I enjoyed. There's so many spells in this game, so that's what gave me the cool stuff. But I haven't played a archer or, you know, assassination thing here, so we're gonna try a rogue. Smash like button. Hint. Yeah, I'm not. You know, you may be onto something there because yeah, I was for a while there. Um, the writing just I feel what's the I'm missing names now for Blizzard. You know, from the founding of Blizzard, but oh, we're gonna fix the screen a little bit here. Fix it, fix it. Yep, yep. There we go. Good enough. I can't remember the names, but someone correct me, or what the heck are all the names? Because they're all the famous people from Blizzard, right? And they've gone on to a mega corporation at this point, right? But the animation just, I mean, it went up a big deal for a while there, just like crazily. Yeah, Diablo 2 is probably, you know, a better game overall. Diablo 1 has got a special place because it's just so classic for me. And that's really spawned and started, for me, the polished Blizzard experience. Like, Warcraft 2 was very polished and everything, but Diablo was just like, nothing else can compare to it as far as how polished and how well it played right out of the box. So I did try and patch this to version 1.09. Stay a while and listen. I did try and patch this, but then it wouldn't run into some weird bug in Windows that it wouldn't run because of a audio driver problem. So I'm like, you know, I just reinstalled it with the... So this is out of the box installation, no patch. So we'll see, hopefully we don't run any bugs or anything. But I'll say Blizzard's games, when they ship, in general, are very, you know, solid, so...
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Take a drink, stay a while and listen.
Pepin.
And then, like, the full, you know, cutscene stuff and all the story and... That's right. Coffee time for you. I can't. She's pleased, but she's shedding all over. It's just brush her every day, but she's a long, or not a long fur, like a medium length fur, so she does just shed a lot. And I did thoroughly enjoy playing this and like finding out more what's happened. Like,
what can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
If you're looking for a good weapon, let me show this to you.
Yeah.
Basic blunt weapon.
I'm not gonna buy any stuff from you. Like most of these games, so it's not worth buying equipment and gear. Really? I did not realize that. I should try that sometime because I don't think I ever played Necromancer very far. I remember there were stuff people talking about that it just kind of broke the game, and I see what talk about then. They were pretty quick about fixing and patching, so I can imagine they're fixing that pretty quick. So.
Thank goodness you've returned.
Thank goodness you've returned. I'm an actor. I'm reading this with feeling. So, I mean, you know, I make fun of it, but we're almost used to this level of production quality now in most games. Cyberpunk. But it's just... It was so deep, this game. Even though it's literally just a click fest. You go in a dungeon, you click everything, and they die, and you get bigger things, your numbers go up. That's it. But just having the town you can go back to, and all that stuff was just so... I don't know. I can't think of any other action RPG that was so streamlined and worked so well compared to Diablo. Of course, the iconic music.
Good day. How may I?
Gossip.
Our blacksmith is a point of pride to the people of Tristram. Not only is he a master craftsman who has won
yeah.
contests
Well, I
within
can...
his guild.
You know, something to be said for, you know, they have higher stat, but like in many things, when you have lots of small things attacking or, you know, nibbling on it, then it just does so much more damage, so. Yeah. This is Zoe. This is one of our cats. She's an 11-year-old rescue. Or we adopted her from a place anyway. 11 years old, I think. She's getting up there, but she's a very spry cat, and she loves attention. So as she's getting older, she's kind of calming down. She's less, like, rambunctious, but she, like, has to be on someone all the time, and whether you like it or not. So I can put her down, but she'll jump up again. And last stream, we hadn't trimmed her nails in a while, and she decided she had to jump up, and she literally, like, pierced through my legs. I have a 5-claw pattern in my thigh now, permanently. So, you know, that stream will live on forever. But yeah, she's pretty adorable, so... there we go, there's Wirt. Wirt. Gotta talk to Wirt.
Over here.
That will cost you 50 gold to take a look, forget that.
As
long as you don't need anything reattached, old Pepin is as good as they come. If I'd have had some of those potions he brews, I might...
It's all sad in Diablo 2, right when you come back to this town, and yeah. Not doing so well anymore. So I think we're going to do like an archery build for this rogue here. And maybe that's all you could do with that. Yeah, I think we hope to get a dog sometime too. We haven't had a dog as a family, but it would be neat to have that, but it's just a lot of work, obviously. The cats are nice in the sense that they... And we had this cat since, 11 years back, and our other cat, which is 14 years old, she keeps herself a little bit, so... that's right. Oh, you can't run in town. No, you gotta take in the sights. We crafted this world for you.
Please, listen to me.
You'll be fine. Walk that off.
Here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap.
Yeah, I think it's in the 2 that you run. Diablo 2 is like Diablo 1 amplified in that sense. It's just everything except more and better. I mean, Diablo 2, I think... I played that so much and so long. It's so good. I do love Diablo 2. And it's like, if you want just fun...
Your death will be avenged.
Your death will be avenged. That would be a lot of hair, yeah. I don't think that I have that problem. So she sheds a little bit, but I try and brush her a lot to kind of catch the fur before it goes into everywhere. But it's kind of flying right. I have a lot of strong lights on me, and I see the hair or fur just flying around. All right, let's see. We're in good lighting, I think, because this game is pretty dark. So is this game where I don't think you have ammo right now. All right, we're gonna try and do a skeleton. We're going to try and do an archery build here. Yeah, it's click. That's click, hold shift to stand still and fire, like this. I don't have any skills yet. Diablo 3 is very good. I'm not gonna lie there. Alt shows things. I think it's just funny because they've used the same controls now, 1, 2, and 3. I think the thing that blew me away with this game is just how crisp the graphics were. Because, I mean, you're coming right off the DOS era, and then you have this SVGA enhanced graphics, 640 by 480. It was quite a revelation, so... yeah, I don't think that this is the speed you can go, I think. Well, they had a retro event? I think, okay. I did not see the retro event for sure. You'll have to expand on that, Brian, a little bit, and... Was it just like they locked down the gameplay style to this, or... I would imagine they base it on Diablo 2, right? Well, or if it's just characters and stuff that returning from... And it's... Playing this, like, you hop to Diablo 3 now. Sure, it's prettier and it's got more mechanics, but in general it plays, the same. And that's the Diablo strength, I guess. It's just how well it still plays. How similar it is to the newer ones, or how the newer ones have stayed true to the original, I should say. Because, I mean, all the keyboard is already coming back to me. Tab opens the map, Alt highlights things to loot, holding Shift stops your characters so they can cast in place, or shoot. But yeah, I don't think there's any running in this game at all. There's no stamina here. In Diablo 2, you have stamina, which allows you to run, obviously. You cannot hit a barrel. Come on. There we go. I know, there's a skeleton in that barrel. Also, something that I think we take for granted playing Diablo now, so this was one of the first dungeon crawlers that was procedurally generated. So the maps are built with building blocks, but then the layout is different every time. And that made it very replayable, which Diablo still sticks to for 3. That you get a quote-unquote new experience every time, and that was not that was not something you could take for granted back then, because I don't know any other game that did procedural generation at least as well as this one does. Because, I mean, everyone is a little different. Ooh, level up. We're going to put it to Dexterity, 2 there. We'll do Vitality. I don't think I'll need Magic, but I feel like I should put some there. We're going to pump our Dexterity a little more in the beginning, so we get... don't have any... Yeah, so Trap Disarm skill is all I have. I don't know what has a trap yet, so... Yeah, I remember reading about it again. I'm pretty sure there was a PC Gamer feature, I think, the US PC Gamer, maybe UK, and they had a big splash about this coming, and it was previewed for a long time, because if anyone, you know, similar to Blizzard's development cycle, they run the game until it's finished. They work on the game until it is done. So, but on the plus side with that, you get a very polished experience right off the bat. I'm gonna check this room out down here, but yeah, it's not fast. At least Diablo 1 wasn't, but take it as a whole, again, how polished it was, how enjoyable it was. It's that, you know, repeatable cycle of just running around and getting better and better gear. And I remember one of the really big driving factors was... yeah, that's true, you had to finish. But one of the driving factors, I was trying to think now, was, again, not polished, but I think we got a spellbook. I can't read that yet. A bow. Is that better than what I have? 1 to 4. That's identical to what I have. No, it wasn't. And the fact that when you got a Blizzard game out of the box, you knew you were going to have a good experience. And I mean, I don't think they've launched... Now, you know, all the drama aside for, say, when they launched Diablo 3 with the store and all that stuff, that aside, just being able to take a Blizzard game out of the box and playing it, they've been pretty good on that track record, so... and it's just that cycle of getting new stuff and new gear. It's like the RPG distilled, like, to the basic component. Go through a dungeon, find stuff, find loot, get better stuff. Is, to me, was more or less perfected with Diablo, at least for this era, right? And I remember thinking it was so cool too, and this was before you started seeing... we don't want to go down yet. We're gonna comb through every level here to see what we can find. I'm going to increase the brightness on my monitor because the brightness in the game looks fine, what you're seeing, but because I have so many lights on me, it's a dark game. I'm going to do that. Contrast, brightness, start at 85. There we go. This is a game you shouldn't play with too high of brightness, but I also have an LED light, an LED light, and an LED light shining in my face, so, you know, I can only see so much. But the atmosphere, I'm gonna keep saying polished because that's the best way I can think of this. It's like, I'm trying to think of other action RPG games that came out around the time. Really? Cool, what's the... Oh yeah, it was. Just finding something like, oh, what is it, and... I remember what that is? Fountain of Tears? Yeah. What's the, Yeah, I don't think they're called legendaries. That was a Diablo 2 thing, I'm pretty sure, with the different color coding. And they have color coding here, too. It's kind of almost invented the color coding system, which, of course, Blizzard uses heavily in all their games later on. Sorry, we have to use Identify and then Town Portal Scrolls. You gotta keep that in inventory. What's the specs on that 98 machine there, Ted? I'm actually working on my next video right now, which will be a 98 machine of some variety. I'm gonna spoil the surprise, I suppose. It'll be an earlier 98 machine instead of, like, I tend to build pretty powerful 98 machines, but this is going to be an earlier one.
I can't carry anymore.
Can't carry anymore. What I should do now is return to town and sell. Especially in the beginning, you need all the money you can get. I don't think I have a town portal scroll yet. Money. I'm highlighting the money, though. There's a total kills, and yeah, they perfected the, again, the rush of just that cycle. So we're going to run up back now and sell, because in the beginning I really had the cash, and that's part of the experience here for this game. I don't want to go down to the next floor yet. If you haven't played Diablo 1, this is all there is. You just keep doing this for a long time with some stepping stones in between, but there's no different worlds. You're just going down this monastery. That's it. Which Diablo 2 then added different worlds, which added a whole other layer, with almost like a different theme with each one, because you had a desert, a swamp, and what was the last one in Diablo 2? Why can't I remember that now? You started in Tristram, you went to, because you got a Tristram, and you went to the desert, then the swamp. What's the fourth one in Diablo 2? Why am I spacing that right now? There's the fourth one, right? Swamp is not the last one. Oh, hell. Go to hell.
Whoa, what can I do
Oh,
for
wow,
you?
very nice. Well, Tyler Jane Bronson. I don't say it's just naughty words here. HE double hockey sticks or heck, no. That is a very powerful 98 machine. Very nice. It's very similar to the Overkill one I built. And I'm a little surprised. So that actually was crashing on Unreal every time. You had to sell items. Well, you don't get a selling from your. No, you gotta like go through here. Is there a way to quick sell? No. Old school. Do I have a stash in this game? I don't think I even have a stash. I think you can just leave stuff laying on the ground though, if I remember right. I don't think there's a stash. Someone again correct me, but stash came with Diablo 2. It's like you're so used to all these things now. But nope.
What ails you, my friend?
Emily boy. I guess. Oh, I can't read it. So now I have Firebolt. Yeah, you can definitely pick up spells as any character as long as you're putting points into magic. Question is if it's worth it or not. Because you want to focus. Like if you spread too thin, then. But in theory, you could pump in everything. You could pump everything into magic and become a magic, multi-class almost. But that's not exactly what they're designed for. But there's no like restriction, as far as I know, on the use of items except your stat, straight up. So you could make a bow-wielding mage if you wanted to, or sorcerer. I never tried any of the kind of like the hybrid setup like that. I've only ever done the straight-up ones. So I'm a little surprised at the loading time. So the CD is streaming a lot right now. So this hard drive is a one of those ID to not SD, but yeah, micro SD card adapters. I don't think monsters respawn, right? In this one, they just have found me. Level up. We're going to keep pumping dexterity because we need a higher for bow. Do some more vitality. I don't remember what strength does. I'm going to put 1 point in here and look if it goes up. I don't think that probably just determines your stat there. I'll put a little bit in magic so we have some there. We'll see. I might spread myself too thin. We'll see. Okay, just a newer patch then. Curious if that's just to do with the fact you're using such a modern, or quote-unquote modern, a strong, newer processor. I do miss the hard drive sound, I'm not going to lie, for sure. That's kind of like a thing you have to weigh on each retro machine you build, right? Not only is it getting harder and harder to find reliable hard drives that work, some still have the hard drive. Oh, Scroll of Inferno, hello. What's highlighting? What's the... No? Alt was supposed to highlight what's on the ground, maybe not. You'd have to weigh in what you have. I'm running low on really smaller hard drives. It's interesting because I've used them up for the builds I wanted, and I don't have a huge stash, and also it's, unfortunately, supply has run dry a little bit. The retro craze has hit thoroughly, even here, and it's really getting hard to find even people posting on marketplaces and whatnot for retro hardware, so... Yeah, I mean, we did... Yeah, you're right. It's like Blizzard beta testers test their stuff extensively, too, so... people, of course, at this point flock to play Diablo, or not Diablo, but Blizzard games before they're released, so they got a lot of testers there. But yeah, I do thoroughly enjoy the sound of hard drive. I have a Tandy, for example, that's just, fantastic spinning noise, and energy comes at a cost of wisdom. I probably did something. Maybe switch my points around, or... I don't remember what any of these things do. Of course, now you run into, like, the fact that it's procedural means that you're going to run into these roadblocks where you have to just walk around and find the next place. But that's part of the experience. Yeah, Deep Thoughts by Diablo. It's, I don't know, again, it's such comfort food playing Diablo, because you don't have to think that much. There's always min-maxing and stuff like that, but if you just want a casual, just clicking through, getting better stuff, it still holds up remarkably well. Diablo 2 probably holds up, you know, probably the best, because it has enough modern things built into it that really make it close to what you probably expect from a modern game. Diablo 1 was kind of like, you know, experimenting with what can we do to make this sort of game. And that's certainly has some rough around the edges parts, like, you know, I can't run, etc. Welcome anyone joining us late. We're playing the legendary game Diablo 1 in real hardware. As a disclaimer, in most cases, I realize that I don't really say that on, you know, the scheduled stream or anything, but in general, especially on retro computers, I do play on original hardware. I certainly use the Mister for our console and arcade stuff, but when it comes to computers, we're in most cases playing on original hardware. Pretty much always. Ugh. Yeah, you're right, something simple is better. I remember playing as a mage or sorcerer and finding these rooms, and it was just like, oh my goodness, so many spells. Scroll of healing, whatever. No actual tomes? I think I mentioned it, but this is the P166. So this is the AST advantage, whatever you want to call it. Scroll of healing, haha. I think we're done with this level here now. So yeah, this is the Pentium 166, an overdrive processor, and it has 80 meg of RAM then. I can't even remember when I built it. And that's what it came with, actually. I think it was used as a business machine before I got it. And it's got a 4 meg S3 video card in it, a Voodoo 1 card, and a Sound Blaster AW64. So it is pretty fantastic for the era. It's become my favorite computer, I think, almost. Because I had this same model in Europe. It was called something different. So this was a really nice throwback to it and being able to rebuild it and everything. I think I did a 3-part video series on it. So this almost become my main streaming rig, because you can play so many fun things on that class of hardware. I would argue say that you know, a Pentium 3 machine or a high-end Pentium 2 can give you wider range. But whoa, a lot of arrows coming in here. I too have arrows. Well, that cost me. I don't think I regenerate anything here. They get a lot more creative with the stats, I think. Ooh, Town Portal, thank you. With, like, you know, special effects, especially in Diablo 3. There's so many, like, special effects you can get on your weapons and special conditions, and to balance that, I don't know how they do all that, but oh, hello. But I kind of want Spread Shot. I don't remember if those are learned too, or you automatically... Oh, my hat's breaking now. I don't know. But yeah, it's become my favorite machine for sure. And I did, of course, another video on it. The last one I did was kind of fixing, which is also we put the 525 floppy drive in there, which gives it even more flexibility. So, oh, there's the next stair already. It's fun watching speedruns on Diablo because they're just flying through stuff, and here I'm like meticulously checking every box and... Scroll of Lightning. What do I have in my inventory now? Just a lot of... Can't do that yet. Small axe. I'd like to find a better bow here if I can. There's only Trap Disarm yet. I'm not sure how often I get skills or if I have to learn them as the rogue. You know, her animation is very stiff walking like this, but I mean, back in the day, this was just so crisp and clear coming out of DOS gaming. Didn't really compare. There is that, and honestly, that's one of the reasons I stream TED, is actually because I do enjoy tinkering, and I swear when I sit down, like, I'm taking a night off, I'm not doing anything, I'm just playing, I end up not playing, I end up tinkering, I end up, like, messing with the changing the capture thing, or I'm changing the layout, or rewiring my cables, or swapping computers out, getting new machines ready for streaming, you know. I feel like I do that more than actually just sit down and play these retro games, even though I have access to play now. That's not what I wanted, but... Ow, these guys really hurt. So every time you get to a new level, they're quite a bit stronger. Level up. Go. And I have a feeling like if you're gonna min-max this, I'm sure there's plenty of different. Ooh, a hat that has. Wait for that hat to break, but I'm gonna switch to saber here soon, just because I'm not getting any bows. You can, you know, I'm sure you can build something phenomenally strong with mixing different, you know, spell things, and we're just kind of winging it. That's how I like playing these games, especially when you're playing just casual solo. I like winging it. Like, I'm playing Cyberpunk a little bit here and there. Probably waiting for them to patch it more, but I'm not looking at deep strategies. I'm just kind of playing it and winging it. Sometimes it's fun to just let go and do that.
Now, where would I put this?
Corsair IOS. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that. What that is a case, or I'm just oblivious there, I think. Time to go back and sell, I think. I had a town portal scroll somewhere. Okay, so I do. Oh, okay, cool. Corsair all-in-ones. I didn't realize they made that. Okay. So I do need strength to do damage with the bow. Is that right? In that case, I need to pump some more. Then I need to pump some more. My goodness. Pump some more points into strength. There we go. I did have a. Let's just do this. Did I have a time portal? I just sworn I got a time portal scroll. Did I not pick it up? Did I not use it? I do not have a time portal scroll. Alright, we're running up to the beginning. So yeah, so basically, mid-2000s, yeah, ancient. So basically, I need to run all the way up to sell. Fortunately now, the stairs were pretty close, but now I gotta stream it all in, and then I can see, and this is the original CD-ROM drive, so it's probably like a 2-speed. This machine might be helped by, you know, put like a, you know, one of those new 48 spins. New. That's how the framework I think of, you know. But wouldn't hurt probably to put like a, you know, a 4 to 8 speed CD-ROM drive in this guy. It'll probably help the speed of this machine considerably, considering that it is really like a, you know, multimedia machine that it uses. You're playing a lot of those mid-90s multimedia games on this guy. And that may be the single limiting factor in this computer right now. Gotta go sell. But yeah, I'm not finding any new bows. That's a little bummer, because that would be nice. But I also, again, I don't remember if the skills for the... or if you just get skills that infrequently. For these guys. The rogue and the... We're gonna do this. We're gonna put this hat on. I don't even have body armor yet. Very low drop rate so far.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
No, it's a identify scroll, so... Fortunately... we're gonna go heal. Then probably organize my belt here. Yeah, this music is very, very classic. With the Butcher.
By the light, I know of this vile demon.
Yeah, Butcher makes an appearance back in, like, I like how fucking Diablo 3, they're like, hey, remember that guy who fought in Diablo 1? He's back. We don't know how, but, you know, demons, he's back. Kill him. The Butcher, I believe, appears in Diablo 3 as well. But if you play Diablo 1, it's terrifying when you run into him, because you hear him saying, fresh meat. And he packs a punch. So you basically gotta kite him, especially playing as a sorcerer as a kid. And there is a fantastic remake of this track. I think it's like Green Grass Degradation or something like that. That's what it's called. I don't know who made it. I remember I have it. It was like an OC remix or something like that years ago. But a fantastic rendition of this song. Healing. I don't need that. We're going to organize this a little bit here and put the healing potions up front. Scroll of Identify. Can I learn this? Firebolt, I think I already had it, but whatever. Inferno. We can go to the Witch and sell these things, I think. You...
Hello, my friend. Stay a while. It seems that the Archbishop Lazarus goaded many of the
Kane, the
townsmen into
perennial
adventuring
favorite, returns in almost every
to find the
Diablo game.
king's
Well,
missing
spoiler alert
son.
in 3, I guess he
He
won't be
preyed
returning
on
for
their
4, but, you know, maybe
fears
as a
and
demon or
whipped them
something,
into
who
a
knows.
frenzied mob. None of them were
Kinda
prepared
iconic.
for what lay within the cold earth.
I
Lazarus
remember playing Diablo
abandoned
2 in the
them
beginning.
down
He wants to talk to you, he follows you around, because of course here they're static, they don't move. In Diablo 2, they walk around town. I think that when he has something to say to you, he just kind of chases after you, just kind of kite around for a while. It's like your money's on your person, because when you die, I think you drop a lot of it. Something I never played is the Hellfire expansion. I'd like to buy the big box for that eventually. They're getting kind of rare and expensive to acquire, so, you know, not a huge priority, I suppose. But I never played it. I think it has a new class. Doesn't it have the monk, I think? That was new, obviously, and then probably new levels and stuff, but I don't know much about the expansion. I have played the expansion Diablo 2 and then expansion Diablo 3 for sure, a lot, but never played Hellfire. I think I moved on from Diablo when, by the time that dropped. I think it was pretty late.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
What do you have to say,
To a
Adria?
man who only knows iron,
Need to
there
play
is
Diablo
no
3.
greater
Adria, I
magic
think,
than
makes an appearance,
steel.
but...
The blacksmith Griswold is more of a sorcerer than he knows. His ability to meld fire and metal is unequaled in this land.
You know, they built the world building. There was a lot of world building in this one, because, I mean, this was the first Diablo right now. If you play Diablo 2 or 3, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of spoilers here for... I should be quiet with the spoilers and just, you know... It is funny how many things they carry from 1 to 2 to 3 as far as story, characters, worlds. No denying that. Potion of Mana. Staff of Brilliance. It's great, but do you have any time portals? No, there's the time portal. 200 gold. No. We're still pretty early on, so we shouldn't have to run that far to get to the high ground, to get back to the town to sell. So that should be fine. But I might go and see if Griswold has any bows for sale, because this is getting annoying. I'm not getting any bow drops at all. I'm using the starter bow still. Maybe he has some cheaper bows.
Oh, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Robe, no. Buckler, dagger, scimitar, saber, axe, short bow. Nope, that's what I have. Hunter's bow, 350. I think we'll take our chances and see what we can find. And then the premium items cost a fortune. Nope. Alright, we will just go back in it. We'll just dive right back in the pile. But yeah, we're gonna run to the butcher soon, and he is not a nice fella. Hope that I can find some upgraded gear before that, because yeah, he hits like a truck if I remember right, and you pretty much have to kite him. I remember as a warrior, it's actually pretty difficult because he hits so hard. It's funny that what Blizzard does can be argued really good or bad. They polish that, whatever turd they have at the time, they polish it to the nth degree. And in some perspective, it kind of takes away from the experience. Like, if you played World of Warcraft, which I played on launch, played it all the way through, you know, had a lot of fun, played many of the expansion packs, and what they've done now... Is there anything here? They've gone almost so far now that it's, you know, it's very nice for the casual player, especially someone like me that doesn't have a lot of time. If I wanted to reactivate World of Warcraft, I can jump right in, I can play and have a good time. But they take away all the complexities almost. They reduce, you know, spec lines and class diversity, and they really make it so polished. And the same thing with Diablo 3 now, even. I mean, yeah, classes are very different, but they take away all the things that might be challenging or difficult or annoying to overcome. Ooh, rags. Huzzah! You got armor. It's broken. Broken rags. Sweet. Is that a non-broken rag? 3 out of 6, yep. There's no highlighting of the items. I could have sworn there was on the Alt key, but... naked no longer, yep. Boy, they take a hit, those guys. take it a beating. I'm not sure I'll reach LGR. That is near impossible, I think, as far as, because he's been collecting so long. I will say I am extremely pleased, and it was very flattering. He actually commented on my video, which was, I mean, he's like 1.5 million subs. I mean, that's insanity. So I'm very flattered he watched my video, and he commented and said it was a well-made video, so that made my day, to say the least. It's a kind of vindication I'm doing the right thing, I suppose. But I wasn't expecting that. But also, the big box collecting is pretty niche, I guess, so people kind of hang around that, I suppose. I believe he has, if I remember right, he has one storage unit he shoots in. That's what you see all the boxes behind him. And then he has the second storage unit, and he might have more now. But I think he did a video on that a few years ago where he keeps his hoard, basically. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever get to that size. I'd like to add to it, but what I've set myself, at least for now, the actual limit is what you see behind you. The shelves behind me have more space. Like up here I have DVD cases, so those probably won't stay. They're just sitting there for now. I have, you know, some boxes over here that are not game related. There's other stuff like that that I'll have space to expand on. But I can probably add, like, you know, another 150 games without actually running out of space on this shelf. So, I mean, maybe. And even if then I can possibly stack the top too. So I got room to grow. And I'm trying to say, you know what? For now, I'm not going to expand outside of that. But the lots have kind of slowed down. It's a little harder to find these days. I don't see any pop up locally really at all anymore. I think it's just maybe people have cleared out the stuff they have, or just that there's so many retro collectors and scalpers, unfortunately, that just jump on stuff. Yeah, that's how you get so much. Once you get critical mass, right, you get a lot of stuff donated, which is fair. I mean, he does that for a living. But if you look at the stuff he gets unboxed and stuff, oh, there's a name guy. Ah. Running out of potions here now. He didn't drop anything. What? Yeah, there's a mace. Okay. Ooh, see, there we go. Not identified. It's a unique mace. I think we have an identify. Ooh, -5 to dexterity. I mean, it's a good for... That's not a great one. But anyway, yeah, once you reach critical mass on that stuff and start getting donations, because I've thought about it several times, but that's a very nice thing, but the question is if I should use it. A lot of damage to demons, but I guess I could... I don't think I have enough. Can I... I can't carry that, so we'll identify that too. There we go. You got any more than their loot? There, we'll do a mace build for... Oh, the butcher's in there. We're not going in there right now. I'm not equipped enough for that. I need a lot more healing potions. Alright, level up. That's good. You can almost tell when you get to a new level. Not level. That's true, he is a demon, so that mace would do a lot of damage. That's probably a good point. Yeah, he's very demon. Got horns. When you... it's true. Oh, thank you, the game gods. I'll take a drink in your honor. When you are... I was gonna say... Forgot my train of thought. See, I was so spellbound by the new thing. Oh, when you get to new level or new floor, you often are kind of underpowered until you kind of level up a little bit. So we are going to then do 3 in dexterity, and then we'll do that. So we're building our strength too. But I'd like to get some more potions, and I'll probably scour this floor before. It's the last thing you want to do when you're kiting or running away. Scared cat you might be. Hit him. There we go. My goodness. Like coming out net negative from just fight there. Because he keeps just hitting. You don't want to run into something when you're kiting him, because again he hits really hard, and that's a lot of bad guys. Oh my goodness. What to do then is you find a nice little doorway and you use that as a funnel. Here, monster. I think I remember reading that in like a pro tip or something in a game magazine, like, you know, don't run in the open, just use a doorway as a funnel, because then they can only come one at a time. Yeah, I need more potions, so... I know there's more guys here. Shadow Bite. Oh my, name one again. They only have one potion left. Ow. It hits hard. I'm out of potions, I'm gonna have to run away. Woo! Yeah, so imagine you're trying to run away from Butcher and run into that. Alright, Christopher, welcome. As you can probably tell, we're playing Diablo 1. Just desperately trying to find some better loot right now, and I'm out of potions, so... a good time. Got the saber stronger there, but I do have Identify. I don't think I have Identify, no. We have Scroll of Healing. Drop that on there. Scroll of Healing, okay, that's good. Scroll of Healing, alright. This is just 4-2, I think. Is 4-2 or 3? I think it's just 4. Yeah, level 2. So we're about to fight the Butcher here soon. But I am a little hesitant to just... yeah, I'm knocking on the door. I'm a little hesitant to just run in there. We did just get a legendary drop, or at least a very powerful one. That's a damage towards demon, plus 200, so that should help against the Butcher. But I'm trying to just clear the floor and level up a little bit and maybe hunt some more loot. Yeah, you're not wrong. The problem is I'm still using the beginner bow that I got. Ugh. I'm just not very strong at. I have not found a single other bow drop except the same bow I started with. So I would like to get a good bow. That was the plan. Oh, it really kite him. I think I did that with a sorcerer when I was a kid to really beat him. But that really was difficult. There we go. Yeah, cheese strat. Something I was going to mention earlier too, I remember in this game, you know, you're so used to these games these days where you get every piece of armor shows a difference on your character. It's that whole thing of building your character, invested in it, and all that stuff. It's fun. This one, I think it has 3 tiers that you get upgrade. That's true. I don't think the Butcher regenerates when you go back to town, right? He just stays the same health. So you should definitely have a portal open. I don't think I have one ready now. So that's the thing. I wanted to clear the floor, level up as much as I could here. Is there anything here? A club. I definitely need some more potions, and I may have to invest in a bow or something. I'm just not finding any good bows. Ammo. Ow. Yeah, I mean, I literally, 1 under bow was dropped so far, and it was the same bow as the one I had. Ow. Jeez Louise, that hit so hard. Maybe it's because I'm wearing broken rags as my armor. The rags might have already broken. Yeah, I need to go buy some healing potions. I don't think I have a choice there. That room looks interesting. Thing in there. Yep, my rags broke. I don't even have any good armor, so I'm having a very poor luck with the rolls here. Ow. I think we're going to switch to the bow so I can actually shoot these barrels. If I can hit them. Oh boy, I'm just having a hard time here with the... Huh. I guess I have to run up to the barrel and shoot it. Yeah, I have a disarm, but I wasn't sure how to use it if it's just everything. Oh, I guess that works. We got some gold now, so we should definitely return to town and stock up, because I am in no shape to fight the Butcher. I don't even think I have a town portal scroll yet, so... Lightning, that could be helpful. So, yeah, I probably should kite him. I don't think there's any... I could go there. But I might just pepper him with arrows and run like crazy and see what happens. But, now there's more to explore on this floor. So I'd like to... I mean, if I can get another bow, that would be phenomenal. Or at least some better armor or something. Anything. Oh, okay, it doesn't work on barrels. I suppose that makes sense. I can use it all the time. I don't think it costs any mana, so... I've already been through here. I just can't remember if the rogue, if they... And it seems like you remember more of this game than I do, Christopher, for sure. Been so long since I played this. If the rogue gets abilities automatically, or for something you have to learn. I think you just unlock them automatically, maybe based on level. Boy, that... He's not even shooting remotely right there. Well, this would be a good place to fight the Butcher, I guess. If you wanted to. Cheese it. But we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, you do learn through books then, so we do have to find the other abilities. Can't carry anymore. I'm full again. But the inventory management there isn't great. That's what I don't remember. Because I would really like to get a new, some new abilities here now, because I think there's like multi-shot and things like that that would be really helpful. I don't have any of that right now. Oh, hello. Hey, it works. I think I have endless bows. Yeah, even with the mace that does a lot of damage, boy, being able to just pelter people with, ooh, there's a book room in there. That could be helpful. And then Fountain of Tears. I just don't remember how many things, if anything, you get. As I could have sworn there were more abilities, at least unlocked. Skills. Just dispersing a little bit there. We're pretty light on the magic, I guess, if I want the other stuff. Oh my goodness. Cheese it! So just better bows and things like that, basically what you got. That's alright, but hopefully I can find a better bow here soon, because I'm just running with the... Oh, what's that? Short bow! Magic short bow! Drop the club. Identify that. There we go. We have it identified? Yeah. Oh wow, a magic bow! What could it be? Minus 72% damage. See, it's payback for getting that fantastic mace. Oh goodness, yeah. I do want to play this again, and I'm just gonna drop that bow. Thanks. Thanks, bow. That's an awful bow. Yeah, I would say that was like the biggest downer I've seen in this game so far. I forgot that they had such negatives. Oh, jeez. At least my dexterity is getting higher now. I think I'm able to hit these guys more often. Ooh, cloak. That's probably better than rags, right? I think the dexterity is adding up to the bow damage now. Manual inventory management. I just want to pick up that cloak. So I think it does... Yeah, armor 6. There we go. Be on with that. I'm gonna check out this room here. I'm assuming it's going to be over here soon, and then I can run off and sell and probably buy some more potions, honestly, because that's what I'll need to... I haven't found any healing potions. Yeah, that's the end of that. Nothing else there. I think that's it for the... I think I can move the map around, yeah. I haven't explored down there. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, is I'm building mostly dexterity. I think someone mentioned earlier that strength does carry into your bow damage. Like how much damage you do with the bow, or is that still dexterity? Because if it is, that's what I'm trying to put some strength in there, but I'm focusing on dexterity for the rogue. Because I want a higher hit percentage, and then just peltering the entire area with arrows, basically. That's the idea. I'm hitting a lot more now, too, which is helping a lot. In here. I think that's it for this level, except the butcher. So yeah. But it's like freaking gambling playing these games, because they're like, you know, what am I getting at? What am I getting at? What was that? What was dropped? What just dropped? You know, it's the condensed version of role-playing, like, loot. I mean, it's just, that is what Diablo is. It's like condensed experience. You just get stuff. And I'll argue a little bit with Diablo 3. You get so many drops, you know, it almost takes away from it. Yes, you have the different tiers and everything, but it's like when you kill a monster or a boss in Diablo 3, it's just like... Yeah, that's true. It's very simplified in that sense. So yeah, I do not know the dexterity. What I was wondering is that I'll pump mostly into dexterity, but then if I should put some into strength as well, because I suppose I could look in the manual since I have it. On the dexterity part. Let's see, character summary. Warrior, rogue. 30 for rogue. Nope, this is backstory. Of course, he's wearing dubious armor in the manual because, you know, it's 90s stuff. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything about the stats. Game overview 20. Game overview. Click everything until it dies. Got it. Creating character. Strength represents how strong your character is and adds to the damage that your character does in melee combat. I know. So, strength does not appear to be relevant for us at all. Dexterity covers your character's agility and nimbleness. Your chance of successfully striking an opponent in combat increases with level and dexterity. Mana. Okay, vitality. So really it looks like the bow is just, you know, he used a better bow, so we don't need, looks like we need strength, at least based on the paper manual. Maybe there's updated information on that. So, if anyone else wants to look that up, you're welcome to. I don't want to sit here and stare at the paper manual too long. No auto map, alright. But yeah, if we can get a bow that's not negative 70% damage, that would be fantastic. That could help us. I think we have some more things to identify. Cost 100 gold to identify stuff. I think you can sell it for more is the idea, right? So yeah, we'll do that. I have a lot of mana potions, so I can sell quite a bit of those. Other than that, I can sell pretty much everything in my inventory except for my cudgel, I suppose. Or maybe that sells for a lot of money.
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Yeah, look at that. That's the special one, 500 gold. And maybe we're selling that one, because... Brass mace, chance at minus 1%. 1. Thanks. Yeah, it is haunting. Yeah, that's the thing. I looked up the manual now, and it said specifically, like, strength is melee damage only. That's all it says in here. Unless it's for, you know, a different version or something that's not accounting for. Strength represents how strong your character is and adds the damage that your character does in melee. Dexterity covers your character's agility and nimbleness. Your chance of successfully striking an opponent in combat increases with your level and dexterity. It doesn't say anything about the potential secondary benefits, so... Sell... Ooh, that shield. Oh, okay. So there are some bows that will actually have a requirement for holding it, basically. Okay. Gotcha. So for now, in general, I should be... Oh, I see. So you need the strength for wearing the armor. Okay, so I should still be not ignoring strength, then, is what the consensus is. It sure would be nice if I could find like a bow that was not horrible here now. I may have to invest in a better bow because I'm not finding anything. So they have a long bow. That will be a good one to upgrade to. That's not expensive. I can do that. And look at the premium items. Nothing there. Maybe we should go check with Wirt. See if he happens to have anything magical. We have quite a bit of gold now, I think. Yeah, 2,000.
What ails you, my friend?
Receive healing, and we're gonna buy some health potions because this is not working out right now. I'm gonna sell. Can I not sell potions? Take my potions, or maybe I can sell those potions to Adria. I'll go talk to her and see if I can sell there. Yeah, 3 points in the main one and a 1/1. Yeah, that's kind of what I've used to done in the past too, I think, when I played Diablo. It's just like 3 in the primary because it gives you so much bonus, but you don't ignore the other stats either, so. There are a couple more people, so I'll say it again, but if you're joining us late, we're playing Diablo. It's Diablo. Not much to say about Diablo. We're going to sell some of the scrolls. I can't use them, doesn't matter. There we go. So I can sell some of the mana potions. At least some of the full mana. I don't need that many mana potions. I'll leave like 2. I'm gonna get more, I'm sure. So yeah, I'll try and run a 3-1-1 like you suggested there. That's probably the best course of action to kind of keep those stats dragging along, so you don't ignore them completely, because that's gonna bite you later, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, when you want to wear that. So okay, now so coming back to me now. So Diablo 1, then when you get the heavier armor, that's strength based, basically exclusively. There's no dexterity in the armor. If you want to wear chainmail, you have to have certain strength. So if you ignore the strength stat, you're gonna get boned later, basically.
What ails you, my friend?
Alright, buy items. I'm gonna do this first. And we're gonna buy like 5
What ails you, my friend?
full healings. It's not cheap, but I need it. Oh, that's right. They did release it on GOG, didn't they? You really could play between the two? That's awesome that it allows it. I mean, it's running the same code underneath, right? So network code. Yeah, he wasn't cool. Peppa never appears again. But that's awesome that you're actually allowed to connect the two together. I think, you know, I don't know why, but that sort of stuff I think is super neat. Like, I know with the Mister, they're working on stuff to make it, you know, yeah, it's TCP, right? That's all it is. They are allowing you to do netplay from, you could connect a Mister running AO 486 on it to the real stuff, and it will play, so.
Over here.
Alright. What have you got? Silver Bow of Fire. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. I do not have $12,000 or 12,000 gold, so thanks for nothing, Wirt. See you later. I'll enjoy your leg in the next game. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's actually pretty hilarious. But yeah, you're right. It's like a TCP. So yeah, it's running in a wrapper or DOSBox wrapper or whatever compatibility. Not DOSBox, since it's Windows 95. Whatever compatibility layer they have. But under the hood, it's still running TCP. So in that encapsulated environment, it can still talk out. So yeah, I know there's probably some way to dupe gold in this game, but all right, we have to buy the longbow now. I don't think we have a choice. We just need something better. I should check for armor too. I should probably buy a town scroll too. Hello, Ethan. Welcome. Thanks for joining. We're playing Diablo. I mentioned it a little bit ago here, but it's Diablo. It's I feel like always doing like a shrug emote. Kicker says Diablo. Oh. Wow, that's a lot of Diablo 2, but yeah, it's Diablo 2 was and is still phenomenal. And yeah, we played Command & Conquer a lot. It's pretty funny you mentioned that, Vandalay Industries there. I'll use that name, but so I had the equivalent in Europe AST I'm playing on now, plus then an all-in-one compact 46 that I also put an overdrive processor in to be from 33 to 100 megahertz. And a friend of mine used to come after junior high, and we would I used a no modem cable and we'd play Command & Conquer. versus, like almost every day after school where we could. I had a blast doing that. So, oh, okay, you have a lot of money to buy stuff from Word. He's not really useful yet. I forgot when that's useful. In this case, it was not. So, I'm gonna sell that bow. I was planning on doing an episode actually, just a kind of a short video on just the null modem cable, because it's kind of like a lost thing to this day. Especially, I use TCP with all my retro computers, and they're all connected to a network and NAS, and it's so darn convenient. But it's easy to forget that, you know, we started out with null modem cables and just the, you know, serial to serial cable to even get connected. There we go. I guess we might be ready to face a butcher. Let me look and see what armor he has.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Shield, blade, saber. No armor at all. It did work.
The village needs your help, good man.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't have a town portal scroll, and I guess I could buy that, right? I feel I should buy it and have it open as a cheese it way out of it. I do a bow, so I'm probably planning on
What ails you, my friend?
throwing as many arrows out as I can while kiting him, basically. Alright, I have to go to Adria probably to get town portal scroll. Yeah, you could play your modem. What I did, one of my first experiences playing online was actually on my the same kind of equivalent machine, right? The same AST. And I played, what was it? Yeah, Red Alert over modem. And I remember like, oh cool, yeah, I'm playing Red Alert. And I found some match or whatever. The guy was super nice. And actually, for me, it was kind of a good learning experience to learn English too. We chat a little bit playing it. And I thought like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Like I felt like I played a lot of skirmishes, like I was building my base up, and like I was cranking stuff out. And I set a spy plane. And if you haven't played Red Alert, the spy plane sends like something diagonally across the screen to kind of detect. And he flew over his base and got shot at. And I could see the areas in the fog of war lifting. And his base was like 6 times the size of mine. I'm like, well, I'm boned. And like 2 minutes later, his just massive tank rush came in and just crushed me. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The serial stuff has lasted a very long time for any enterprise management, any, you know, networking equipment. It's still, you know, stuff like that. Good evening, Dimmy. Welcome. We're playing Diablo. I'm almost out of beer. I have to refill here. We are going to try fighting the Butcher very soon. And like someone mentioned a second ago, I don't think that's going to go well, but we're going to try. I do not have any town portal scrolls. Oh, there we go. There's town portal. 200 gold! Jeez. Daylight robbery. Leave the shack. Alright, we have a town portal scroll, so we're going to put down a portal before we fight the Butcher. I have crappy armor. I just bought a new bow. It's a basic one. And we'll see what happens. I do have firebolt spells. That might be useful. Scroll of lightning. That can do some damage. Yeah. There's that. Red Alert was a lot of fun. I like to play it in multiplayer again if I can at some point. It was like so many cool interactions between the different factions and things like that. And so many special abilities that made it fun. Command & Conquer was fun, but Red Alert just kind of solidified that even better. And yeah, it was so much fun. I remember, so I played on that same null modem link, right? I played with my friend in junior high. And I would play like as allied or something, and I would chrono shift. And chrono shift allowed you to teleport, right, if you're not familiar with it, a unit. And he had like a puddle next to his base. And I would chrono shift in a cruiser or the big battleship and just start bombarding his base. And like, what's shooting me? There's no water here. What's happening? Oh, and then he found it, and you know, there's so many cool tactics you can do in that game. And for the record, I'm not good at RTS games. I'm not like, I can't fling out 400 actions per minute and all that stuff. It's just, it was fun back then, especially playing with someone who was my peer. I wasn't playing against someone who was super good, so. So it is, what is it today? Thursday still. It's 10 o'clock. I'm in Central Time Zone in America right now, so it's Thursday. It's Thursday evening. And we're about to fight Butcher, aka 10 o'clock is about when the Butcher will kill me. Give or take, so. Apparently just sexy burgers. I'm sure I want to eat that burger. Where the heck is he? Up there, that's right. Yeah, I do have to say, I am beyond pleased what EA did with the remaster. I think that could have been a very easy upscale cash-in. Watching the behind-the-scenes stuff and how many people they bought back. So, Petroglyph Games is a lot of the old Westwood developers. So if you haven't played it, Grey Goo is basically like a modern Command & Conquer in that sense. It didn't take off, didn't go anywhere, but it's a really good RTS. I didn't play that far, but it's got the hallmark of all the Westwood stuff, the original stuff. So, they were brought back, the Petroglyph guys, to basically make the Command & Conquer remaster, and they did it right. I think it was a phenomenal version of it. Alright, there's no save in this game, so... Hang on. Skill juice. Yep. Too much. Fresh beer. It's funny, of all the bosses in this game, Butcher may be the worst one, because you're so weak in the beginning, and he's so strong, and there's no save. It auto-saves all the time, right? So, let's do this! At least I got chicken.
Fresh meat.
He's stuck on the door. He's literally stuck on the door. There he is.
Fresh meat.
Ow! Oh, he stun locked me. Hi, cat. Ow! Oh my goodness. May have to find that graded placer. Run away! Close the door! It's blocked. Oh, I'm boned now. You see the damage he did? What? I can't just return? Wow. Yeah. Well, that's nice. Yep, it's very real time. So, I remember this with him. It's just that he just does so much damage that, especially the stun lock there. So let's see where this left us. Because we have like 100 gold. And I wasn't able to continue. So, new game. And you get another run. Level 1. That doesn't make any sense. Did it not save at all? Oh, you have to save, huh? I could have sworn this game... Have we not done this before? Have we not done this exact thing before, not saved? I could have sworn this game auto-saved. Well, we're playing Diablo from the beginning, I guess. Good grief. I'll have to apologize for that one and get to see the beginning again. Because I could have sworn this auto-saved every time you were playing. Maybe it only auto-saves when you quit. So I did not save because I thought it actually auto-saved all the time. Here we are, we learned something new, and we talked about the creature comforts of newer games. Apparently I should have saved. Yeah, you're gonna need another beer, because we're starting over here now. Ah, I feel like an idiot now. Maybe we'll get better drops this time? You think I would have learned now. What is it, like the 5th stream where I don't save and then die? Yeah, I could have sworn this auto-saved.
Please.
But I guess not. Ah, that's frustrating. Yep, retro games for you. Just destroyed you in like 5 hits. And it's funny how fast he was just whittling down my health. You saw it. He was just like chuck, and dead. Chuck, dead. Here we are.
Sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Sanctity of this place has been fouled. Again. We're back again. So I'm trying to think of... Oh, look, there's the downstairs already. I'm trying to think of the best way to literally tackle him is... I remember now why the cheesing was so popular, because he just does so much damage. Yeah, it's funny how, like, fast he is. Because then it's just like, he gives you no quarter, and as fast as you are, most of these monsters you can kind of outrun. But he is just so fast. Yep, you're right. I just could have... I think my memory was messing with me there. That the... Like, there was no way to, like, manually save, is what I remembered from this game. Clearly, I misremembered it. That it was just auto-saving every time you were doing stuff. Every time you were entering, things like that. Yeah, at that point, like, the bows, he's just knocking you back so much, so you basically just tank and spank. Just keep smashing him over and over. Well, maybe we'll get better loot drops this time. We'll see. See? Then I'll blame you. 100%. Yeah, well, I don't think there's cheat codes in this game, but I think there's, like, they have exploits and things like that, but yeah, I don't think there's cheat codes. We'll work our way here. See, it died on the first boss at least, so at least now we know how to save. You learned saving ability. I think there's a cow level in this one, right? Yeah, I think there's gold duping for sure. I know that's the thing. And this is patch 1.0, so I'm sure there's a way to do it. Because I think most of the, well, I wasn't happy with my character build anyway. You know, it was poor stats and... There we go. That's what I wanted. I mean, I just, like, felt like the stats were so poorly allocated that, you know, I should really start over and do the right... Yeah, I'll stop talking now. I wish they had to run from Diablo 2 at this point. So let's see, we have the falling off ledges and the forgetting to save going pretty strong right now, I think. I'm sure we can find something else recurring that happens all the time. But the save thing is, yeah. We'll try and get better on that. Ledges, I can't promise, but... Fighting a lot more potions this time, that's nice. Yeah, this one I'll take off, and I'll be driving my gold Ferrari because of all the money I make on the memes. That's how memes work, right? You're right. I have been seriously considering it or firing it up pretty soon. What I'm going to do as well is I'm actually probably going to... Nah, I don't need to save. It's fine. Look at that gold. Look at those enemies. I don't need to save. I feel extremely vulnerable now, I just realized. Yes, thank you. That was so easy, too. What I'm going to do is actually probably spin up a website. I want to have a place where I can put information on the computer side build, and like kind of a blog format, and just, what I realize is, like, a lot of times when I build a machine or find, like, rare drivers and stuff like that, it's frustrating to find that stuff. So having a place where I can just dump that stuff up, and I found a few hosting services that are basically unlimited storage, you know, for my purposes. It would be nice to have a collection or a place where you can go to, here's the reference for this particular machine, kind of keep it updated that way, and have the drivers for it. Might help other people too. Look, you know, I use Phil's Computer Lab's website extensively for that sort of purpose. So I see the usefulness for the same thing. It's true, Dropbox does exist, and you can link stuff off there. Fortunately, web hosting is pretty cheap these days too. Something I like to have. But yes, I'll probably spin up a Discord, so... It's free. Keep mentioning it. What's this? Ooh, blue rags. Man, we're really rolling in loot now. Maybe we'll even get a bow. Who knows? Cloak? Wow. Yeah, Boggon's driver's side is very good. Alright, I'll try this weekend and get a Discord spun up for this. So I just keep thinking, like, there's a few of us, but I'm a very small channel still, so I feel like almost like I'm not worthy. Because, I mean, I will be able to be in there here and there, but yeah, one off streaming and stuff, it's, life does get busy, so... I feel like at least I'm getting in a groove on making the videos. They're easier to make now, especially with the new camera, which you're watching me, what you're looking at here is the new camera. And boy, I have a lot of lights set up. My eyes are starting to get itchy from all the lights. I'm not used to streaming that much. The thing with this camera is that it's, you know... the camera is not as, like... It's better to produce low noise images, but you need more light. So that's why I have more lights on, so... Really, Exodus is a server, huh? That's good to know. Yeah, I bet the duplicating item is probably the biggest thing that I know of in Diablo. We'll do all the time. I think I started looking up. Yeah, Vargons is very good. So another one that I use extensively is the patches scrolls. It is a huge archive of patches for games. I'd imagine the duping thing is a bug that they probably patched in. Usually when you see like speedruns and stuff, they often have fixed or patched the problems, if you will, later on. Duping problems and things like that are fixed in patches, and they often run speedruns on specific versions. Yeah, you sure can. That's the cool thing with Exodus, and I did download it. The nice thing with Exodus being that you had basically a guaranteed collection of, 7,000 plus DOS games that are verified, working. So that, I think, is a really cool part, and which is why I downloaded it, so I can actually use it. And I have a NAS, so I dropped all of it on. Yeah, I thought about Twitch a little bit too. And I did work on Twitch a little bit. I think I just... Oh, look at this gold. Gold! I just did stream on Twitch a couple of times. I think for me, the YouTube format is just comfortable in that sense. So I can always switch to Twitch. I'm not, like, married to this for streaming. I just honestly like that the videos end up in here. And they're kind of part of the YouTube ecosystem. Of course, I can, of course, post the video and record it at the same time and then post it later on as well. But then you get, of course, a very large file size, and it's that thing. It's like, I'm still starting out with all this, the simple thing as disk space is a concern, as far as that goes, which is why I don't really do 4K. Not that I don't have a computer that can do it either, but the disk space would be just way too much, so. And computer processing, obviously. But yeah, I'm not married to YouTube for streaming. I just kind of fell into that right now. I know Twitch is much bigger. And if the platform is, if there's more...
I have no room.
I'm already full of inventory. Ooh, cape. Boy, that staff is taking a lot of space, but I bet I can sell it for a lot of cash. Where the cape? Yeah, that's true. Twitch is a better format for that, for streaming, for sure. So I might switch again to that. I'm not married to it. I feel at least the technical setup now is good. Like, I feel like I got all that figured out, and my goodness, my eyes are itchy from all this stuff. The format works really well on the, physical and Kitty Copilot. It works really well for streaming, and I feel like it took a while to get the audio dialed in. I know you guys have been watching for a long time, many of you, and I do appreciate you guys' support. I mean, I say it a lot too, but I really do truly appreciate you guys joining, because it makes it really fun. It's fun to explore all these games again. We're gonna go back up. Yep, this is Zoe. So she is quite sweet when she wants to be. Last stream, she mutilated me because she jumped up on my lap and she was almost falling, so she used her very sharp claws at the time and just... And then, yeah, that hurt. Anyway, like I was saying, I do really...
Your death.
Death will be avenged. I do enjoy you guys joining. It is a lot of fun to stream these old games. So, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of these games, I have access to them. I'm not necessarily going to sit down and play them, but streaming gives me an excuse to play and revisit them and play over and over. Okay, let's save. and like experience them again. It's a fun way to do that. Boy, we have a lot of things I need to identify. Cloak? What? High durability, but minus 25% armor. That's kind of crappy. +1 to strength. Well, that's better than the thing I'm wearing right now, I guess. Is that the only thing to identify? Yeah, I can sell all that. Boy, just not getting good luck with the rolls here, or stuff, but it's alright. Back. I'm not going to spend any money on anything right now, because we're kind of getting stuff.
What ails you, my friend?
Receive healing, thank you, and go back in. No, it's weird because these items early on here now, you know, I think there's probably a lot of that stuff in Diablo 3, for example. You have some stats that are really useful, and then some that, like, they have a point system, right? Each item level or item can have a certain amount of points of stats on it, and then they can outweigh some of the stuff. But in this case here, it's just a crappy item. Just like minus 25 armor. Okay, well, I'm not going to wear it, so at least that one had durability, but in this case, it's so early on, it's not worth taking a negative stat, so. She was fed here a little bit earlier, so she's content now, just sitting and purring. Although she doesn't like to sit still, she moves around a lot, which is annoying, so. Let's see, we're just picking up stuff. And this, I mentioned earlier how fun it is to play this because it plays so similar to Diablo 2 and 3, right? But it's just things you're expecting to happen and things that you're used to don't happen. Like, apparently, alt is not a highlight. Not very good accuracy there. Come on. So the minimum requirements were P160, I think. Like 8 meg of RAM is what they listed on here, or on the box. It's the minimum. But yeah, the P100 plus, I mean, that's pretty much perfect for playing this game. I think I mentioned it again earlier too, but the CD-ROM drives probably will slow down the game a little bit here and there. Streaming new music. I think Oz, you mentioned earlier, the streaming that. Or maybe someone else did. The music is being streamed from the CD, which is probably a limiting factor on this guy, because it is running on an original CD, which is like a 2x speed one. So this machine probably could use a 6x or 8x CD-ROM drive, and it will probably liven it up quite a bit. So we're not going down yet. We need to explore a little more. I'd like to get more levels before we tackle the Butcher again. I guess I have to just brute force him per tips here. I will go swimmingly this time. At least we might save. I feel like the stream is not complete until we defeat the Butcher, which we'll see what happens when I say that, but yeah, I kind of missed the running now. This is Windows 95 on this guy. This machine could probably run Windows 98 without any problems, but it feels... This is what I ran on my AST when I had it originally. So I feel like it just... I just like having something different, because I have a 98 machine that is the 700, which of course, you know, pretty powerful for a Windows 98 machine, so I wanted something older. And then the 486 I have plugged in here as well is a on a DOS 622 and then Windows 311, so yeah, they're not around that much, so yeah, this free time is always a problem. We've talked about it before on the stream, and it's just like, I look behind me. If you see behind me, those are all big box PC games. And I enjoy playing them. So that's what we're doing, is we're kind of going through. And so if you didn't see the beginning, this is the big box version of Diablo. And I have a lot of these games, but there's time to play them. That's always the kicker when you play them. It's like, I got a family and, you know, commitments and things like that to do. So evening is this game time pretty much. And it just takes so much time. I'm shying away from open world games, I feel like, on modern games, except Cyberpunk. I did play that because, or am playing it because I like the atmosphere. Hopefully they can patch it to make it a little more, you know, good. But it just gets so tiring with the open world games like Assassin's Creed. I'm looking at you. Here's 200 hours of game time, and it's just, it's just too long. It's too deep, too much to do. What it feels like with a lot of modern games, especially open world. It'll be a while before I quit my day job, I'll tell you that. I am getting closer to monetization, I believe. We'll see if I even do it in the beginning, because I don't... Oh, holy moly. Arrow Blaster. I know a lot of YouTubers support themselves through Patreon and separate things like that, through donations, if you will, versus just ad revenue. You gotta be really big to make it enough on ad revenue. And most of them sign like specific things, so really appreciate it. Yeah, or maybe I'll fire up the Twitch at some point again. I do have a channel over there, so, but yeah, I do appreciate you sacrificing your sleep to join in. It's fun. 3, 1, 1. Thank you for making the microphone your friend there. It's a quest, the Butcher. But I think the biggest thing I need to test on Twitch, and the thing that annoys me a little bit is just I can't do any... With Twitch, I don't think there's a way to do a test stream. You just go live and you're live, and that's it, you know, which is cool, I suppose, but what I'd like to do is just do a test with, just make sure all the equipment's set up and it's working and everything. She just doesn't like sitting still. Goodness. I think that's it for this level. Nope, there's something down there. We should check that out, too. I remember playing this as a kid, too. I had to check every corner of every level. I couldn't leave anything unturned. That's just, no, not kosher. So yeah, I do have a channel on, or not channel, I don't even know what it's called on Twitch, but I do have that set up there, too, and I can stream to it. No problem. So maybe I'll do that next time. The biggest thing is just, like, I can't announce it again. I can't put anything on YouTube to say, hey, I'll be streaming on Twitch. Because then if I make the decision to do that, I pretty much have to do it, so. Yeah, that's true. If I pet her... But then she, like, keeps, like, pushing herself up to get petted harder, if you will. So there's one skeleton there. Okay. Time for level 2! Oh no, my rags are breaking again. That's right, I didn't sell the Staff of Fire Bolt there. Should have sold that to Adria. Down to level 2. And again, it's in the beginning now, especially now before you kind of catch up on the power curve, it is really hard to switch for each level, each floor, because you're kind of underpowered when you start a new floor. It's a very, like, harsh jump in the beginning, I feel. Until you kind of catch up with more gear. You're just very weak in the beginning. It's an uneven struggle in the beginning. Skull cap. Thank you very much. Take all the armor we can get at this point. Thank you. So you can be the save bot. Honestly, I've gotten so spoiled with autosaves in modern games. It might be... Oh, holy moly. Mouse, don't fail me now. That's a good room. There's lots of gold and barrels. Barrels of fun. Hit there. Boy, this is a good room. Lots of gold. I know, but it's weird. I mean, you guys will see me, right? I've been trying to hold shift to stand in one spot and actually keep shooting at the barrels, and it's actually not hitting them. It's like, it seems like I have to walk right up to it and, like, put my bow on it before it even triggers. Maybe I'm doing something wrong there, but doesn't seem to be triggering. I do remember playing the Sorcerer, though, as a kid and enjoying it because you get so much range, and then, of course, you get quite a bit of powerful spells in this game later on. It can be quite the force, but of course you're the typical glass cannon where you can't take much damage. But yeah, that's right, you do have to put points in strength even to wear heavier armor. And you definitely want the heavier armor, because otherwise you're kind of locking yourself out of major classes of hidden. You're not hidden, I see you. Yeah, Firewall, I remember that too. Just dropping them everywhere and just kiting stuff and basically making them stop in the firewall, and they take a lot of damage. If you're not familiar with firewall, then it puts like a line of fire, as it says, a wall of fire on the ground, and any enemy standing in it takes just consistent damage, and it's very powerful. Book of Telekinesis. Hello. Well, hello there. Level up. Level up. Nice. Alright, we're going with the 3-1-1 strategy so far for stats, so... let's see, there's nothing else down here. Was there something that reacted here? There was. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty much a perfect machine for this game. I don't know if it will play Diablo 2. Might do, but I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again. I think that a higher Generation 1 engine, a P1, you know, 66 or higher, is probably the best like bang for your buck for DOS gaming. Bladeskin the Slasher. We're gonna pelter these guys with arrows. No health bars either. Ready to go. There he is. Come here. At least he's stopping there. Aha! Take that. I think that gives you the best, like, because you could play 95, 98 games, but then just, ooh, possibly a good hunter's bow. Interesting. You can play so many games from that era, the early to mid to sort of late 90s, very, very well. I don't have an identify one. And yes, I am playing this on a CRT, if you're wondering. I have a ViewSonic 19-inch CRT here that this is piping to, splitting the signal to a converter to HDMI and capturing it. So I'm playing on, again, original hardware, and then using an actual VGA monitor. So I can... Because when I play these games, like, oh, there's a butcher. Hello, we're not going to go in there right now. When I want to enjoy this, I do want to play on a CRT. Yeah, it's getting harder with CRT, so welcome, Nate the Not Great. I appreciate you joining. I know we kind of been chatting on and off a lot, so I do need to join your stream as well. I really appreciate you joining tonight. Yeah, that's the thing with CRT, is it's people get rid of them because they're just too heavy and bulky. Fresh meat! We're not doing the same thing again. But for those joining us late, we attempted to fight the butcher earlier. I had not saved, died, and that was it. So, good times. We're doing it in a game, again, and I'm saving a lot. Saving more than I did before, I should say. I'm saving. I'm saving right now. But I do have several CRTs. I do have this ViewSonic cap. Don't walk on my keyboard and turn off the stream. Oh wait, if I disconnect, it's the cap that's walking on the keyboard. I do have this ViewSonic CRT I use for the retro setup here with the KVM. Yeah, I can't shoot the barrel, look. And then I have a 17-inch Dell that came from work that was basically unused. And, ow, good grief. That wasn't worth it for that gold. I have the 17-inch Dell CRT, which is a very late one, actually, that I used with my main computer, actually, to play, like, retro games on, emulators, that kind of stuff. Then I have a JVC iArt 32-inch that I've had since it was new. I bought it new in 2004, still have it. That's my main retro for retro consoles, and then I have a JVC D-series I found recently. That's the whole CRT. And I also have, actually, a 19-inch Dell Trinitron-based one that's huge, and I'm trying to think of getting rid of that one, so... So, I found the ViewSonic, actually, on a local marketplace. It was some old lady that just had it in her basement for her old computer. She's like, oh, just looking if anyone wants this for use. So, there is a major negative thing with that one. It's has like kind of a brown spot. I think it's just worn out. And when you're playing, you can't tell, but when you're looking at like the Windows desktop, it doesn't look great. But you know, it's fine for playing. You don't really notice it. So people got rid of CRTs, but I do enjoy playing on them. If I'm going to experience these old games like this, I want it to be on the original, if I can, at least on a CRT. So yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned that before on all the 1080-84s you have. Those are hard to find now too, and it's just people have just gotten rid of them, and a lot of people have just either, you know, collected them or gotten rid of them. If you join the CRT collective on Facebook, then you'll see people more or less hoarding them. They're like collecting them, and that takes too much space. I have quite a few, but that's the limit for me. So that's true. Yeah, I've definitely seen like the 2005 FP and those 2007 FP are really good because they support 15 kilohertz signal. So you can plug in an Amiga and stuff like that directly into them without any conversion. So that's really nice. Yeah, see, Ethan, you got rid of a few of them, and then that's kind of what happens. Like, they just take too much space. And I actually had two of the fairly new Dell 17-inch CRTs, but I put one in our recycle bin at work. We have electronic recycling there. Because I just didn't need it, and it was taking too much space. And that's what I'm trying to decide now. I have the Dell 19-inch, and it's a Trinitron-based one, so it is a Sony rebranded to a Dell, basically. It's a really, really good one, but it's just huge. It weighs a ton, and that's the one I use in the Windows 98 Overkill video. And it's a good one, but it takes a lot of calibration. It's a professional monitor. It's made for like graphic design and like color accuracy, and it's not quite as plug and play, so I like it. And compared to this ViewSonic, which is very short, I can fit it in my corner here, no problem. That Dell is just massive. It puts me like here, just to be able to not have it on my face. And the nice thing with the ViewSonic Professional series is that they have BNC video in as well. So I actually have another VGA cable from the Mister that goes into the BNC, so I can just use the input switcher on the monitor to switch that over. So that's pretty darn convenient. So yeah, you do have a lot of them, it sounds like. So all right, what are we gonna guess for this Hunter's Bow? Think it's gonna be a good one or a bad one? Because I have a feeling, so far, I've had very bad luck with the rolls on the magical equipment. Is it going to be a mega negative stat, or is it going to be even the slightest positive? Oh yeah, the diamond trunks, I really want to find those too. I know those are... We got a downvote first. The diamond scans, I think, are legendary. It's a great one to have, but then when they die, it's just the amount of refurbishment... Oh yeah, if the tube goes, then you're pretty much SOL, right? There's nothing you can do. Recapping and stuff like that. But the diamond trunks are just the cream of the crop when it comes to that. Mostly because they support, like you mentioned, the other stuff. That's what I miss on a lot of my monitors, is the support of those other resolutions. Because none of the ones I have, the CRT, supports the 15 kHz signal. Alright, let's see. Adds 2 points of damage. Alright, I think we finally got a decent bow. Sorry, Tyler, you lost. You lost nothing, but we're getting way better rolls on this run here now than we did on the previous one. Alright. So we can sell some stuff here. Holy cow. Maybe because you said it was negative, it was good.
Well, what can I do for
Did you use a local repair service, or did you, for that diamond, or did you, I mean, what can you do with a tube? If the tube is just busted, there's nothing you can do. You gotta replace the tube at that point, right? And that's not easy to find something else that can do the same, right? We're gonna repair that bow. We'll repair the rags for now, too, and then we're gonna go sell the staff. Yes, I'm gonna save. Thank you. Awesome. I really appreciate it if you can find that too. That would be awesome to have the setup, and I would most certainly make multiple videos on a machine like that. I would love to get the 2000 and then pimp it out. Basically, not crazy, but just at least upgrade it a little bit and put a accelerator card and all that stuff in it. So that's the thing, is like, how the heck do you find repair shops that are willing to touch a CRT at this point? I know there's plenty of people on like YouTube to do it, and I know several large YouTube channels go to other ones, but you know, so far, in general, I have not recapped a CRT yet. I want to try it on at least one to learn, because I feel that sooner or later, my big 32-inch JVC that I've had since it was new is starting to, like when a bright image shows up, it expands the screen and it kind of contracts again. And I think that's some of the voltage regulator stuff that's going on it. I would love to service that and retain it, because it's just, I bought it brand new, had it delivered to my apartment. It's like, I would love to just keep it, but sooner or later I'm going to have to service it, so... so I think I can sell... Yeah, there we go. Nice. I can't use the telekinesis, so we'll sell that. Can't use Inferno, we'll sell that. Alright. Did I have a time portal? I do have a time portal. Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get that. It sounds fantastic. I do appreciate, again, you're offering that up, so... we can talk more about it as well. That'd be awesome. I have an Amiga 500, just stock, basically. Holy cow, full video toaster? Boy, you're kidding. I have to give you something for that, because that's a lot. That's awesome, because then I would love to do like a series of video on that for the channel. Just exploring it and checking it out and doing all that stuff, and especially using the video toaster stuff too. I never mess with it. Because I do love the 2000 form factor. If you're not familiar, then what we're talking about here now is the Amiga series of computers. And the most famous one is probably the Amiga 500, the wedge-shaped one. I do have one of those, but what Nate has here is a Amiga 2000, which is kind of the box version of the 500. And Nate, you know way more about these than I do, so you can correct me anywhere I'm wrong. It kind of was like resold, I guess, if you will call it that, redesigned and sold like that way to appeal to the business users and the video producers. But it's still an Amiga 500 under the hood in that sense, so... that's true, I do appreciate it. Yeah, if you have multiple... That's kind of where I'm at now, too. I'm looking at that Trinitron Dell, and if you wanted, honestly, I could bring it to you if you wanted. We can talk about that, too. If you're interested in that Dell Trinitron, it weighs a ton. I'm trying to get rid of that one, too. Because I just don't have need for it anymore. It's just too big for my use. We can talk about that too, if you're interested. Because it's almost more fun to give stuff to people that are going to use it. You're right. Versus just like, I had one JVC D-Series that I offered up. I couldn't find anyone to take it. A 27-inch. And I just had nowhere to get rid of it. So I ended up having to recycle it because I just had no room for it. I just didn't have a choice at that point, and I tried every venue to, you know, if anyone wanted it, but no one wanted it. Everyone was like, oh, cool, but then no one wanted to get it right, and then eventually I had to, because I had two of them, and I had to recycle it, so... That was a 27-inch, holy cow. I have a, you can't really see it on the camera right now because it's out of the picture, but this here is a 14-inch PVM. Only if you, I mean, I have one, so I don't need another one. Certainly if you have stuff like that. What I would like, what I've thought about many times, I would like one for Tate or Tate mode for the Mister, so you can, to run in the vertical mode versus horizontal mode, so. Yeah, that's the thing with landfills. Yeah, out of landfills. I don't want CRTs to go landfills. I have paid to recycle a CRT TV, and that was just a JVC 27-inch consumer-grade TV. I had two. One had kind of like a pin cushion, if you will. I don't even know how to describe it, but basically, imagine a screen is square at the bottom, and then it kind of curved in at the top permanently. So it had to be serviced. I couldn't find anyone who wanted it, and I just had to basically recycle it, because again, I didn't have the space for two of them, and I found two of them in short order locally, so I used that with a, let's see, I think I have the RetroPie hooked up to with a component converter, so I actually convert from that to component to play with the RetroPie on there, so, nice. I'll think about that, because I don't know how I would set it up or stack it or something, because yeah, the PVM sits here, and I have clear space here. What I have over here that you can't really see, if I do this, you can see it a little bit. Maybe? No. I have a flat panel sitting up here that runs the stream data and everything, so that takes a little bit of space. So that way I can look at your comments and everything without like glancing over like this. I have a lot of monitors hooked up here to random stuff. It's pretty busy. Did I get everything here now? Because it's a fine balance between collecting and hoarding, right? That's what we're all familiar with. Sometimes you just take in so much stuff. And I'm trying to meter it, but now it's actually gotten to the point where I'm not finding many local finds anymore. I think just the market has dried up a little bit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I should take a picture of my setup. Actually, on Twitter, I had someone take a picture of behind the scenes, but I'll take a picture of that. But I'm on Twitter, so you can find me there. That's kind of how I talk to the community, I suppose. But there was a behind the scenes picture of me streaming. Someone else took a picture behind me here, and you can see the whole setup too. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I'm not sure if it's just what I've noticed. That so we have a what do you call it? A specialized Goodwill here that called Good Bites that focuses on technology, and that's where all the like computer gear goes. And it used to be you could go there and I could find big box games almost every time I looked. It was really neat. It was a fun place to go browse. But now people are like literally on eBay looking at the stuff on the shelves and then just grabbing whatever they see as the biggest profits, you know. And then eventually Goodwill themselves caught on to that and they are selling it on their... I'm in the Midwest, in the Central Time Zone. And they... Yeah. The reason I do Twitter mostly because it's just a good way to connect with all the other retro YouTubers, honestly. My goodness, they're all on there. So I was off for the longest time, so that's why I'm on Twitter. Facebook, the biggest thing I use it for, besides cat pictures, because I'm a duh, is there's so many groups of retro enthusiasts on Facebook. So many of them. And that's how I keep track of that stuff. That's almost what I use for. If nothing else, we're lurking for Twitter. But I post quite a bit on Twitter, not as a social media in that sense, if you will, like I'm a social media expert, but literally to communicate with the other YouTubers and stuff. And it's almost to just keep in a loop. And what I'm trying to do is, not forcefully, but inserting myself into some of their topics and things like that and just be better known. And from my perspective, to spread, I pretty much have to. Yep, there's YouTube for sure. Of course, that's my comfort zone where I'm hanging out, so... Alright, we have a better bow this time now. We actually do a little damage this time on hitting. Level up. Alright, that's good. Maybe we'll even save so we get multiple attempts at Butcher. Who knows? But I feel this run, I'm way stronger right now and better off than I was before fighting Butcher. My bow is actually good now. And above all, it doesn't do as much max damage as the longbow did, but has a higher base damage, and that helps a lot. Alright, now we're just like destroying things here. That's better, because I remember going on level 2 here earlier, I was having a bad time. They're actually dying now. That's a nice change. Again, it's that beginning. It's like you're just so kind of screwed if you don't get any good stuff in the beginning. Now at least I got some better gear. So for those that didn't watch my first marvelous run where I very much died and forgot to save, then I didn't get much gear or anything. It was really rough in the beginning there. Yeah, I do that too, honestly. I'm hoping when things open up again I can do more. I don't have as many computers set up permanently because I needed the space, so I kind of rotated machines as needed. Kind of the place where I film my videos now. I used to have 2 computers set up permanently. They were all LAN together. Traps sarcophagus, alright. Aha. But yeah, I really want to get back to it and things open up to do more LAN parties because it is so much fun. Why is the trap thing not working? Oh. It just... Being able to play those old games again, fairly easily networked, it's just a blast. And a lot of them just hold up really well still. We were playing a long time ago now. Cat again. I'm very glad we clipped her nails because she did the same maneuver she did last time when she, you know, mutilated me. And we played like Dungeon Siege. multiplayer, just co-op. That's a super fun game too. And there's so many games that are like co-op from the era or just multiplayer. I really want to get into that again when things open up a little bit. So. Oh, okay. That's weird. I'm running on the... I know we've talked about this before with the stream, but I'm running in the low latency mode, I think. Yep, low latency. So that's about as good as I can do on the stream setting. Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah, I have a... I have a shuttle as well, as you've probably seen there. It's a XP 2600. Got to be about 200, but yeah, that's my original one. I did a couple videos on that guy. Still dear to my heart, that machine, so. Yeah, shipping expensive, I bet, yeah. Appreciate it, but yeah, not anything I need right now. That's the problem with these retro computers, right? 'Cause especially now, when you have internet. Oh, well, there you go. That will explain that. Mystery solved. Solve another one, Shaggy. The retro computing hobby is like, it's helped by having internet, right? Everyone can reach everyone, and there's a lot of things you can talk to, you know, people like-minded, but then you get the distance. Thanks, Ethan. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening. The size and weight of these things, you can't just haul them around that easy, right? That's just the eternal curse of this hobby. You'll see someone like, oh cool, that's a computer for sale or something like that you want, but then like the shipping is twice as much as the computer, or even people giving stuff away. You know, that is a lot, but I don't think that's horrible, considering if that's a full real computer for shipping. Yes, I'm getting older, that kind of money doesn't seem that out of the world, because I mean, I bought the HP Vectra I have, the big one, the 46, or not the 46, the Pentium. Ooh, I don't have it identified. Could be a better bow. Oh, trapped. Okay. The Vectra I bought from... oh, just the tower. Okay. I bought it on eBay, but that was like over 10 years ago, and it cost me like $100 shipped, because it just, you know, that was a little less, and the shipping was most, and the computer was really cheap, because people were just running, oh, look at that. Deadeye. Well, you're dead now. Ha ha. I'm so clever. Yeah, this bow does a lot more damage, so I guess it's a consensus that I should just tank and just see what I can do against Butcher now at this point. Just tank him straight up. That seems to be the general consensus earlier, at least, was that there's no point in running unless I can kite him into some space, because he'll catch up to me immediately, so... My bow does a lot more damage this time. Aha. Yeah, it's the thing. I have one, right? But I can guarantee you shipping that 45-plus pound Dell Trinitron would be near fortune. Plus, then, I don't know how I could pack that to... Oh, I just got randomly teleported, right? Potion of healing, we'll need that. Mace. I'm not sure if I should go up to town and restock first before I try and fight him, or just save and go for it. I think we got everything on this level now. So I think it might be Butcher time. We will save. Do not worry, we will save this time, I promise. Otherwise, I could literally just try and tank him and just blast arrows as fast as I can. This bow could be better, but I do have a strong bow this time. Alright, we're just going to save right here and just wing it and see what happens.
Fresh meat.
Hitting him.
The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
Take that, Butcher. Oh boy. Butcher is history. See, we accomplished what we wanted to do. I corrected my earlier mistake. The fast clicking skill took over there. I think I got real lucky with the rolls. and hit him a lot. But I can't remember who said it originally. I'm sorry, but who was just fine save. Who told me to just tank him, but clearly that was the right choice because that did the most damage. Basically, just keep smacking him over and over. Versus just like trying to run and do arrows, since I don't have any way to kite him. Whew. I'll say, Nate, you're very connected, I was going to say. It's funny because I don't know personally that many people. Yeah, they do judge me. I did die. I did pay for that originally. I think we're ready to go to level 3. Alright. I guess we have a town portal now, too, so... Alright, we're further than we were before. See, we beat the Butcher, and I'm on a roll, so I know it's getting late, but I want to keep going here a little bit. It's just... This game, like all these action RPG games, just keeps... they keep pulling... you in, just for the next carrot, right? So... Although... Uh-oh. I heard a clonk here now. The cat likes to sometimes go nuts and just start climbing behind the shelves. She's like... So there's a space behind me on these shelves here with the computer games, right? I've seen her jump up sometimes and start just flying out, basically, because she's just crawling behind there. She's got the lathe zoomies, I think, now. Rags are the better than... Yeah, my older rags broke. Oh, wow, so my magic gear actually broke. Like I said, yeah, it's really hard with the CRTs, because it's... Oh my goodness, yeah. That's late. It is almost 11 o'clock right now, so... It's funny, because I used to live in Europe. That's where I'm from. We're moving to the States. And I used to, you know, sit up late and wait for my friends in the US to get online. And I'm like, come on, are you online yet? Where are you? Whatever. And he's like, I'm getting food. I'm getting online later. And that's... the eternal curse of the time zone difference, right? It's a global world. Can you decide, cat? It's a global world, but then the time zone differences are brutal sometimes, so... Well, I appreciate everyone joining who is new to the stream. It's always fun to have more people on, chatting. And let's say, I mean, I've done this before by myself, where I was streaming. There was one stream I did, and I didn't... It was before I got on a schedule. And I was streaming alone for myself for like an hour, and I'm like, well, this is fun. I'm just gonna pack it in. So if you actually watch that, it's the shareware floppy stream I did like a year ago or something. It was just by myself for an hour, and then I just packed it in. So it actually is... The fun part is having you guys on and chatting with you guys. It's super fun, I think. And it's a much more fun way for me to experience these old games. So again, I appreciate you guys joining. Oh, skeleton. There. A salute to your honor. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Yeah. If you know someone in the biz, it's usually what happens. You get a network, right, of people that know Warhammer. In the wrong game. Time portal. Finding the right people, and it's funny because I used to have almost what I call like a digital pimp. Someone I work with I work in IT, and someone else in my department worked in the kind of back room where the recycling stuff came in. So he would always ping me, and that's where I got into several stuff. But then he left the company, unfortunately. So then I lost my kind of backroom connection there. People do let me know, but it's just, you know, people aren't recycling as much. So, oh my goodness. That's a lot of arrows. Too bad I had more arrows. Ask yourself one question. Did I fire 672 arrows or 678 arrows? Well, do you feel lucky, punk? Nice. I've always tried to not get a storage unit, at least for now. I'll see as this hobby grows. On where I put stuff, but I'm trying to maintain my stuff here if I can. We'll again see how far that goes. I'm afraid of getting a storage unit, how much I would collect. But honestly, like I mentioned earlier, it's getting harder and harder to find retro stuff locally. I think the last thing I found Oh, nice. Last thing I found, I think, was a Gateway 75, like a desktop, local here, so like the next door. That's the most recent thing I think I found. And that's been a while, so. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, sooner or later, especially the older retro stuff, it seems like you're pretty much always going to have to... Yep, Gateway P75. I never had one, but I had to find one locally, so the that machine is not doing so well. Gateway 2000, yeah, P75. I don't think it's booting. I can't remember what the problem was with it, but... Oh! I didn't need to go down already. No, 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 we're gonna go back. Yeah, this Finline collecting hoarding. Yeah, Varda death, I think, is the big issue with a lot of these old machines. Especially, I mean, you look at the Amigas and stuff, you know, they had a lot of that. I have a Mac Classic that I found locally as well on the local marketplace here. I need to refurb, but the battery just imploded on that one. Skeleton Kingslayer. Oh, see you later! That's always a tricky part, especially those early 90s ones that often have proprietary connectors, proprietary batteries, or whatever it might be, random stuff. That gets harder and harder to service and refurbish. And like the later 90s or mid-90s, the P3s I find fairly easy, right? Because they use, you know, the clock cell battery, nothing crazy, and they're usually pretty easy to service by comparison. Not saying that they can't be broken or a battery leak or something like that, but in general. Yeah, that's nuts too. That's what I find hilarious too, is how many things that are retro that are still being made. Or things you're surprised that are still using it or were using it. Like, my eyes open up a little bit getting into the Mister and see how many things use the Z80 processor on, like, everything. Like, holy cow, it's in like, everything. That's that. Can't use that, no. But we're gonna portal back to our town now, because we can. Aha. Yeah, that's true. You should be coin cell modding anything you can, so... It really wasn't in everything, and you look at the Mister, the fascinating part of that is since they're doing, like, basically low-level replication of hardware, right? They already have the module, and the way and this is very high level, I don't understand on a deeper level, I'm not a software engineer or electric engineer by a long shot. They can use these pre-built modules, so they've already mapped the Z80 processor, like, one for one. So it's replicated on the Mister. And at that point, when they create a new core, and a core is what runs an arcade game or a console or computer, right? So the Z80 module is then able to port from these cores. So instead of reinventing the Z80 every time, everything that ran the Z80 is now much easier to port. They don't have to replicate it. They just plug in that module, and boom, they have half the job done, right? Oh, nice. Those, I just watched Retro or RMC do an unboxing of his collection of stuff that he was getting. Oh, chance to hit plus 1%. That's pretty weak, so very nice. I've seen the vampire again that he was unboxing, and I think he was going to donate his to... That's right, that's what he did. I do enjoy Retrospector78 greatly. He's a great YouTuber. He's very nice too. And he's commented on my videos a couple times, but the vampire, I saw what he was going to do. He was going to send in his vampire that he got, the V4 standalone, to the people that made the Checkmate cases. So they were going to spec out a mount for that, so you could mount the Vampire 4 standalone in the Checkmate case. Which I thought was a really cool way for him to give back to the community, so... yeah, that's the worst part. You put a lot of money in there, Joseph, on something, and then it just doesn't work out anyway. Yeah, it is hoarding people. And it's almost funny how... I don't want to buy it, I want to sell. Oh, there we go. Ooh, this should give me a lot of money. Oh, nice. So, there we go. The ITX, the small one? Okay. Because I just watched that video today, and he mentioned that to make a bracket for that, so... holy cow, this hammer gives me $2,000. Nice. And it's... Oh, I see, okay. It's bizarre because I should repair that bow. The only problem with that breaks. With a lot of that stuff is that being into so many different things. Oh, very nice. I would love to get it, and that's kind of what I'm getting at now. Is I would love to get into a lot of those things. The problem is, as I'm sure you've found it as well. Very nice. Is if you're into too many things, it gets expensive really fast. If you want an EverDrive for your Super Nintendo, well, that's $200. You want this for that, and that's $400. You want this for that, and it's $100. And boy, that's up fast. I don't never know what to focus on, where the Mister is so nice, because it gives you all those things to at least experience them. Then you can work at upgrading your things that you want, but let you experience all these retro computers and game consoles without throwing in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Because a full Mister is going to be about less than $250 really to give you everything, including the VGA or the RGB out. I'm moving my Mister to my big tube TV. So then I'm playing, Legend of Zelda in RGB out, like I'm playing on the SNES with the SNES controller on my CRT TV, with then just plugging in and starting it. So, and access to all the Super Nintendo and all the NES and all the Genesis and all that stuff on the fly. So, but yep, I think that's kind of the understanding we have, Ted, is that we have so many hobbies and things we want to do, but no time to do it. The eternal curse. So, I can't remember. I think you can drop money in town, right? You can just drop it on the ground and it's there when you come back. Because if you die... Because it takes space. The problem. Let's do an experiment. I'm going to drop the 215 gold pieces here. And see if it's still there when I get back. I could have sworn that's what happens. Here, it's just some gold. The town portal went over here. We have another town portal. Wow. Yeah, you're pretty stocked there for Holy Grails. My Holy Grail, which I think I mentioned before, maybe not. My Holy Grail. Oh, what's this guy doing here? I forgot. Oh, the drunk. Yes, I had my first real computer. I did have a 286 I got from my dad. He used it for his bookkeeping for his business. That was my first real computer. My first computer I bought, or not bought with my own money, but my parents helped me, that I had and played on, was a compact all-in-one Rosario CDS 510, I believe. It's that all-in-one compact design, and they were much more common in Europe. They're easier to find over there, and I see people on Reddit, on Facebook, on Twitter, they post stuff like that, but here they're much more rare. And that's the one that's so hard to find, and I think I'll be looking for that for a long time, unfortunately. It's just going to have to be luck of the draw. I did find a Packard Bell all-in-one, which I did stream at one point trying to decipher it. I'm going to restore that at some point. I'm planning on it to do still. But yeah, you have... Yeah, he had a compact, I think it was a 425. So that's basically the CDS version. So the 425 is the same without the speakers and just the floppy. The CDS was the multimedia one and had speakers on the side, really crappy speakers, and a CD-ROM drive. So yes, he did do that way back, and he streamed, or not streamed, but he's done videos on a lot. Just trying to catch a little cat here, on that machine. So yeah, I'd like to find one of those compacts, but again, it's just getting harder and harder to find the retro stuff. So yeah, I've never seen that Packard Bell before I found it here. I didn't know they existed. Someone pinged me on Facebook pretty quickly and said like, oh, I love that machine, and gave me some info on it. And I do plan on making a full video and restore on it when I get to it. Ow. So yeah, that compact, excuse me, was a 46 SX33. Ow. Save. I'm learning. So it certainly wasn't powerful, and I did put an overdrive processor in that eventually, bring it up to DX4100, which made it actually pretty speedy for what it was, and that was pretty much the max that socket can handle. Boy, there's a lot of archers around here. Guess we're getting close to the Skeleton King, so we went to his domain and I left it. I played a lot on that 46, and it wasn't a good machine, per se. I mean, it had like a Soundmaster 16, like, you know, ESS, audio drive, whatever. Functional, but not great. But it's just that nostalgia factor, right? I had so many first experiences on that machine. Playing, you know, Doom 2, the first game I got for Christmas in '94, Doom 2 and Transport Tycoon. Ow. I bet you're right. I mean, I don't remember the exact model, right, because I haven't used that machine forever. And what happened was that I basically sold it to my sister for her to use for school, my older sister. And eventually she just, you know, gave it to someone and it got dumped somewhere, I'm sure. So it's gone forever at this point, many years ago. And that's the one I wish. But I went through the phase, which I think a lot of people do too. I'm not sure about you, Nate. You seem to keep everything. Or at least finding them again. I went through a phase where, like, I wasn't interested in retro, or above all, you could emulate it so well. Like, I didn't have my retro consoles hooked up. I said no to getting old retro games, and just didn't feel like I needed to have them and collect them, right? So not until later is when I started really, as people, like, you know, at work, they were like, oh, we have a box of video cards, and look through it. Yeah, and I found, like, you know, Voodoo 2 in there. It just came from work. They were going to throw it out. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll use that. But it's just, there was a phase there where I wasn't just that interested in the retro stuff, so. Very nice. Yeah, for me, it's really Christmas '94 because there was 2 games I featured in my big box video, if you want to go watch that. But I got, it's funny because I remember going to a game store, and my parents were like asking, like, well, you know, what game were you interested in for Christmas? And I pointed to Transport Tycoon because I read about it. Still love that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I basically got Transport Tycoon then, big box I have behind me. It's sitting, probably can't see it in the glare, but it's right behind me. And then my brother bought me Doom 2 because, you know, that was what he thought was cool, so. And those are the 2 big boxes I got for Christmas '94, and I still have them. You gotta switch to, yeah, sooner or later, I think everyone switched to Commodore, or I mean from Commodore to IBM, right? That's just an inevitable change as Commodore kind of slowly but surely died out. But it is something, you know, half of the hobby, like I think most of us are messing with this. How on earth did you track down the exact machine? That's, sorry, that just clicked. That you found it. That's insanity. Either you're super, super, super lucky, or just something was meant to be. Wow. Well, I will almost congratulate you, because that's like beyond the holy grail for a collector. Not only to find the same type of machine. That's, of course, my expectation on anything. As like this AST is a different model. This was for the US market, and I grew up with the European one. So, of course, I will never find that model here, but this is the closest one I could find, which is very close, obviously. But that, the exact same machine, holy moly. I'll say the odds of that are pretty minuscule. Yeah, that's too bad. But at least that gives you motivation to eventually, you know, fully refurb it, right? Or at least give it a good proper fix-up. I'm always, like, torn a little bit on, do you always, like, max out a machine when you get it? Or do you just keep it kind of... Because I have multiple machines that are kind of maxed out for what they are, which is fun. But then part of me, like, if I find that compact again, I probably will leave it stocked, like, at least close to what I had. I'm not going to try and, like, jam in, like, the biggest hard drive I can find and, like, put a awesome Sound Blaster in there. I'm just going to keep it as close to what it was, probably, just to experience that again. And for anyone that got, like, you know, one of these big brands in the 90s, all the bloatware, all the package, you gotta have that, so. Yeah, I don't have my main machine back maxed out either. Ooh, 10 armor. That's good. Nice. Yeah, we're taking a lot of beating here. You can't really argue with the DX266. That's really a... I mean, the 4D6 if you're going to go that way. For the level up. I think we're starting to get a little more powerful here now, finally. I was thinking with Diablo, just keep going and going. Nice, yeah, the Packard Bell that I got, the all-in-one, actually the lady that had it had all the original discs still, believe it or not. So I do have the 3D glasses that came with it, and the 3D, you know, 3D explore your body, and all that stuff. So I feel pretty lucky there. The problem with the restore disc, when we did it live, and this has been so long now since I did that, it actually came with, ooh, a ring, finally. The disc didn't work. But I found out from a friend on Facebook who basically said, like, hey, I know a lot about these computers, and he gave me that info. He told me about the restore code and how you do that, so I did find another disc, I believe. But yeah, that's the thing. It seems to be really rare to find that particular one. But it's like, I almost feel like, you know, you watch Jay Leno, right? He has access to every supercar in the world. He's bored with supercars. He's had all the supercars. He's ridden all the supercars. He's driven all of them. He's owned probably half of them. What he likes is like, oh, steam machines. And that's almost like what I'm getting into now. It's like, I like the original spec, or... I have no healing potion right now, I realize. So I'm going to have to return to town here, because I'm going to get blindsided and killed here soon.
Carry anymore.
Have this, I guess. There we go. I haven't identified, because I'd like to identify that. No, I don't. That ring would be great to identify, but oh well. And I like having, you know, having the original spec on some of them. It's like there's a place for the overkill machine, no doubt. There's a place for that. I really like having a very powerful Pentium 3. I really like that because it gives you access to so many things. It's a great machine that gives you a large, broad range. But on the 486 side, I kind of like keeping them closer to spec, like not extremely upgraded and overpowered. Which is why the HP I have is the 46, and I should probably do a video on that too, because it is bone stock still, and that's what I play the 46 games on. So, with the capital touch on chat, and I love the fact you guys are getting so active. It's super fun. Nice. That's a lot of hardware porn. That's all I can say. That's a lot of really cool machines. Yeah, that's probably the one thing I feel like I'm still flip-flopping on that. And it's weird because I can't just go all in on the retro hobby that much. I do enjoy... I probably would like to buy an SC55, probably, honestly, as the next one, because I enjoyed the mid to late 90s games so much. I love the emulation that works so well, and I've enjoyed that greatly, but there's something about having that true, and I think that as much as I do love and enjoy the MT32, I would love to buy an SC55. No, I do not have a Coco. That's a color computer, right? What I do have is just literally ColecoVision from Atom. That's the only thing I have. Look at that. I don't have as many older machines. And it's a mixture between... I've actually turned some stuff down that I've found locally too, because they're super expensive, and I just feel I want to get into... Oh my goodness. We could talk about that offline, I guess, but you have a lot of stuff, mister. Not that I'm complaining, but... It's really hard to collect this stuff recently, because I feel I don't have as much time to chase the markets and everything, and I mean, like, for the record, I do have kids and a family and stuff, and that's what takes a lot of time. Not that I'm complaining, I mean, I love my family, but it's hard to keep track of all the stuff, and I check marketplaces multiple times a day, but it's still much less frequent than you see stuff showing up. than it used to. So I apologize, Nate. You are a fantastic resource, and I greatly enjoy your information and everything, and I feel like I really need to return the favor and show up on your streams a lot, too. I really want to watch it. I see you going live all the time, and I feel bad for not having a chance to join yet, so I promise I will do that so we can chat more in that sense. I'm blathering on a lot, but... Yeah, that's the kind of thing, too, with family. You know, you can only do so much, and that's why I try and keep the space I have versus expanding more. That's a lot of bad guys in there. YOLO! I have no healing anything. I think I should return to town. But still, I love to watch that, because I found myself, like, not... finding many, like, good, like, streaming of, like, retro games for real and stuff. And it's pretty funny, because I saw someone on Facebook, like, one of the groups I'm part of, that said, like... Oh, the money's still there, so good. That said, like, oh, I just want to, you know, say that someone was hopping around between streams, finding people playing Daggerfall, and they said, like, after, like, a whole dozen streams, oh, this is the first one I play on real hardware. And it hadn't occurred to me, because, I mean, I stream retro computer stuff on real hardware all the time. It hadn't even occurred to me that people were streaming as emulation, and I guess that's so good these days that you can't even tell the difference, right, unless you tell. Alright, what's the ring? Plus 10 to strength. Oh, well. Not great, but take it. Ooh, nice. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'll say my wife is very understanding, and she encourages all the streaming and everything greatly. And if you're still on, hi. But I have zero complaints there. She's very encouraging for my hobby. As long as it doesn't spiral out of control as far as space goes, that's the kicker, right? Because that can take a lot of space once you get going too hard. I'm trying to keep up here, but... Yeah, sorry about your health conditions there, but... Hopefully you find something that works for you. That's what it comes down to. I feel like with retro. I get really frustrated when people like gatekeep on like what's retro, what is, and things like that. And
Whoa, what can I do for you?
You know what? This is what's supposed to be fun for us. What is retro to you? That's what is important to you. You do your own retro. You like retro computers? Great. You like retro consoles? Great. You like retro emulation? Great. You do you. And that frustrates me greatly because I really enjoy what retro means to me. I do this because I think this is fun, right? And I get really frustrated when people get really uppity about retro stuff. Like, well, that's not retro enough, or that's not this, or you're not doing it the real way. What is the real way? That's just your own definition. Like, I don't think anyone playing on a flat panel is anything worth less than playing on a Sony PVM that they paid like $600 for. It's like, you know, if you're enjoying it and that's your thing, that's your thing. So, retro is for everyone. Rant over. Rinse all this junk. Yeah. No, we don't complain about the lava thing, but she is aware of that thing. She has watched the stream and seen me fall into lava and laughed, so I think I heard her laughing in her room one time when that was happening, so... That's great. I'm so glad to hear that, Nate. It's always fun with the kids and when things... And did I have anything else? I have a lot of potions. I need to sell some mana potions. I don't need that junk. Let's sell some mana potions. I've been getting more into retro ranting. Should I create a new video series called Retro Ranting where I just complain about things? That seems to be popular. And I'd have a thumbnail that goes like... I swear I will try my hardest not to make thumbnails for videos that are the surprised with the pointing arrow, and sorry, I just can't stand those. Let's see, Potion of Mana. I don't need that many of these. Sell all these, because I can't use them. Yeah, if you can, go ahead. I don't mind at all. If you want to link your stuff, Nate, go ahead. I do not care. That's true, I should put the cat in there, too. She did appear in the big box video. She just popped up. And it's funny, because sometimes in videos, you'll see the camera shake a little bit. Usually that's her being friends with the tripod. And just, like, brushing up against it and bonking the whole thing. I'm like, really? Scroll of Lightning, we can keep that. We need the Town Portal one. We don't need a Potion of Mana. Mana. We need to buy some health potions. That's what we keep running out of. We don't need that many Town Portal. Well, we have a Town Portal. Can't stack these. Nope. This is old school. Got a lot of cash. That's true, crazy faces. Boy, I know you gotta work the algorithm sometimes. And my first video is still the most viewed one by a long shot. By a long shot. Easily. It's like 35,000 views now. My other ones don't even remotely pull it in. Because it has some key components in it. Pentium 3, retro computer, Windows 98. Bam. Those things have just built up enough for the search terms, and that's enough to generate that. So I know the algorithm works. That's the problem with those faces, right? People have done it, you know, Linus Tech Tips and all that stuff, and, you know, they have to do those because it's a business, and, whew, yeah, those surprise faces, my goodness. Awesome, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I mean, I keep saying that too, but everyone who joins all the time, it's super fun. I really appreciate everyone's support. It makes this worth it, honestly, so. Yeah, Star Wars Rebellion, I really want to play. I haven't played it in years. I should probably stream it some, too, because I have it behind me, and I remember playing it, and I remember playing it as Empire. I thought it was fun to build a Death Star and just, well, destroy any planet that was in support of the Empire. Not a very nice way to play, but it worked. Full healing. Alright, we can buy a few of those now. There we go. Yeah, if you can't put your Rels, go for it, so. Yeah. Your Rebellion is hard. It is definitely hard. That I remember. You're not wrong there. It was definitely a rough one to play. I remember that. Yes, I'll try and spin up a... Is that gold gone now? Or did I pick it up? I probably picked it up. Yeah, I picked it up. Alright, we'll do a couple more rounds here now, because I'm in a groove. Even though it's late, I'm getting very tired, but in a groove. This is fun to chat. Alright. That's right, if you didn't see it, I named my character Smash Like Button, because, you know. Yeah, that's true, you can spin up all the free Discord. I mean, there's no harm in doing it, right? So. Welcome, Chris. You're up late. The stock market got you in dumps, or that you lost out on the GameStop thing. We won't go too deep into that one, but that's been a fun roller coaster to watch. What new regulations do you think we'll get out of that? Because that's going to happen. Alright, now we're starting to get some damage going here. Take that, skeletons. Yeah, the biggest thing with retro collecting is just the prices have gone up so much. It's getting harder and harder to find local finds. We talked about that earlier, so. Okay, I will try and spin up a Discord soon here, and get that going. Did you put a link in, Nate, for your Twitch stuff? You're on Twitch mostly, right? That's pretty much what you do. Yeah, it's nuts, and like even when you find, like I find the occasional, like that Gateway 2000 P75, right? I found that locally here through like next door, That's really the only way to find it. People are just like, yeah, just throw it out. It's funny what the kids subscribe to and what they like, right? Because, yeah, boy, that's always fun. But yeah, finding the retro stuff at this point is just like, it's going to be grandma throwing it out. That's how I found this ViewSonic. I have many World of Warcraft boxes, thank you, Chris, but I have like all of them. I have the original 3 copies, Burning Crusade 2 copies, goodness, Wrath of the Lich King 2 copies, 2 copies of the Panda 1, Cataclysm 2. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm good. I appreciate it, but no, I got plenty of World of Warcraft boxes still. So it's just cat hair still flying around here. All right. Yeah, Nate, don't feel free to link your Twitch channel. I don't mind at all if you want to. I did not play any EverQuest, actually. I had friends who played it, and I played the free version of EverQuest 2 a little bit, but no, I did not get into EverQuest. I had a lot of friends who did. Let's kill the Skeleton King, and then maybe it for tonight here. Although our bow is not actually doing decent damage for once. Ooh, level up. That's a good timing. Free heal. There we go. I should play Diablo 2, like, on stream. There we go. Oh my goodness. That's up to you. If people want your link, I have no problem with you dropping in here or whatever. It's mostly just like, I think most of us are in this for just the hangout aspect, honestly, mostly. It's not like I'm a big channel and big business. I use it mostly just as fun, so... Yeah, it is really... It's really nice that the internet allows the communities to get together for that kind of stuff. And just find like-minded people on retro hardware stuff. Because locally, it's harder and harder to find. I just spun up one in my town. And, I mean, there was like a couple people were interested, but there was very low traffic and not many people were interested in chatting. Because my idea would be like, you know, spinning up like local LAN parties, things like that. But it's just, it's hard to get that going. People just aren't that interested. And when they are interested, they're just hanging out on the internet. So, apologies if I'm starting to like slur or run off of my thoughts, because now it's getting really late with some beers. That's the thing too, is like, again, I keep saying it, I enjoy greatly that you guys are hanging out. I'm just like, I've joined like a couple of My Life in Gaming streams, which are cool. There's like 400 people on there. Like, anything you say is just lost immediately. Am I hitting him? I don't know. Aha!
Rest well, Leor.
The Undead Crown. That's Leoric, the old king. He is no king no more. Nice. Alright. Yes, compared to the Butcher, that again, I think we mentioned it earlier, the difficulty curve is really rough in the beginning, but then it just, as your character kind of reaches kind of like a crest on power and everything. But yeah, I really would love to play LAN parties again. That would be a lot of fun. We should, Nate, maybe we should do like a Hamachi network or something and do retro streaming together or something. Thank you, save check. Good point. But yeah, we may have to call here soon now, because now it's just getting real late, but this was a fun stream. Again, it's so comfort food, Diablo. It's enjoyable to play, you can play without super deep thoughts, you're just clicking a lot, and that's it. If we could figure out some way to do Hamachi Network and stream that way, that'd be awesome. I'm not sure if we can do that with like full retro machines, or something like that. And that's, to be clear, I have never set that up myself, but I think, as I understand it, all right, Tyler, thanks for, oh my goodness, yeah, go to bed. Thanks a lot for joining. It was fun having you. Hamachi, oh, that's fine. I'm a couple beers in myself, so don't worry. I think Hamachi, it's just a private tunnel between networks, right? That basically allows you to transport the retro traffic across it and act as a, so you can have a LAN connection for a old computer game. That's the way I understand it. Someone else who have used it can certainly expand on that, but that would be pretty awesome to set that up as a thing. Book of Healing. Oh, it's gone already? Yeah, maybe it is. I haven't tried or used it. Yeah. Peer-to-peer networking or whatever. Brown. Not identified. Do I have an identify scroll? I don't think so. Need Deckard Cain for this. I think there's other alternatives too, right? So I'm pretty sure there's other services too. I don't remember, but I mean, people still had the desire to do that, right? That would be awesome to be able to connect retro computers together that easily, or quote unquote easily, but due to tunneling or whatever. Stop shooting me! Ow! 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 I mean, it does, but it's not on a retro computer.
I can't carry anymore.
Can't carry anymore. Really? How about now? Aha! Token ring. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm in IT, and I did not have to touch any token rings in production at all. That was before my time. I did use BNC connectors, but not token ring. It was still TCP/IP over it. So, but I work with some people that were like, "Yeah, we submitted the first bug report for NT4, you know, when it was released." And like, wow, we had to deploy it in production, and they love talking about it too. It's awesome to hear them talk about it. We have. Let's drop the claymore here because there's a rags. All right. We are going to go back to town, and then probably call it there after we identify and clear out our inventory, and save. That was a good couple runs there. I say couple because the first one was a horrible failure as we forgot to save. Sorry, I forgot to save, and we got annihilated by the butcher. Lot to identify. Yeah, I mean it's everything's O365 cloud these days, so this is the era of large cloud providers becoming larger, basically. Ooh, Sword has got +3 all attributes. That's a good one. Unique item. Nothing. Cool, but 8 armor. I don't want to have. Life stealing. Ooh, nice. That will come in handy. Otherwise, I think the armor is still better. We're gonna sell that stuff. Get our gold.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Sell items. Yeah, interesting. As far as like office use for personal use, I think I've pretty much migrated to using like, you know, cloud services, free ones like Google Docs and stuff like that. At least for my basic home use, I do have a lot of the, you know, full install. I think of like Office 2016 maybe somewhere, but otherwise, I use that I got through licensing agreements and stuff like that. But the for just normal spreadsheets and documents, yeah, I end up using Google because it's, you know, it works really well for what you need it for usually. Lots of money from this. Repair. Bow of quality. It is fun to go through retro stuff, and I did a joke thing for one, at one point I took my Tandy and I put in the editor in there, I put like Office 365 splash page, and I made that for work and then like made a joke out of that. So Yeah, there is that. There is that. The business barriers are getting higher and higher for sure. That's just a natural cause of having all these services that can connect, and then the businesses don't want them to connect. OpenOp's really good too. It's just like, I do so little stuff, and I understand if you're like deep in and doing formulas and very expansive stuff, but like for as little as I use stuff, then it's been 20 meg. I should probably save up on that one, because that one could be useful. Yeah, healing will be useful too. I should probably get some more magic just to be able to use those. That would be very useful. There we go. Back here. Save. That might be it. It's getting even late here now. This is a long stream, but I know it's that thing I've always wanted to go, but I gotta go to work tomorrow too, so one day maybe I can do this full time and then it won't matter, but oh my goodness. That's terrifying. I'm glad you walked out on that one, because that is horrifying to hear that people wanting to do it. Yeah, I know where they're coming from, because they're like, there's a problem, we need to fix it, but people don't understand, it's not a matter of technical, that's unethical, you know? Yeah, that's horribly unethical. Yeah, I probably should have put a Patreon. It's weird, because I feel like I'm so small, and I do so little. I do money as you take the money, Chris? Is that what we're talking about? I don't doubt you're very, very good with money management, but that sounds more like you did the work and I'll take the money. We're gonna save game. And we're gonna quit Diablo. Back to Windows 95. Because that sounds like a thing, whatever. But I should probably start spinning up. And it... I mentioned, I mean, it's like, I'm so small. I'm under 1,000 subs, and I feel like I'm almost stealing money to... Yeah, exactly, quantity. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not in it for the money. That's right, I'm kind of streaming and just hanging out. It's like, I like to grow it and build a community around it, but I'm not really in it to make money, because the odds of making real money on it's going to be so far out, and especially do a Patreon thing. Then expectation and just the constant content. I like the fact that, you know, I really enjoy that you guys enjoy the content, but it's still pretty low key. So, yes, more games that I have no time to play, Chris. So there's that kicker, right? Except Diablo, apparently, for a long time. So I want to keep building this. I want to keep expanding on it, but to the point where it becomes like a full money-making thing, that's... No, I don't see that happening. That's just too far out. The odds of making enough money to make it worth just doing it or anything full-time is like, I look at the people that do it hardcore and like how much time they invest in it. If people stream like 4 or 5 times a week, like I can't. Yeah, I really enjoy LGR, maybe because I'm fanboying because he commented on my video, which was a big plus for me, but he chases the trends. He has to. Yeah, both of you mentioned the same thing. Like, they had to change, because he can't just do whatever the heck he wants anymore, because this is livelihood. He has to follow where the views are, and I feel that probably traps him somewhat. You know, look at the 8-bit guy too. I think he's in it mostly for the cash he gets out of it. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to become rich and famous, but he sees it as a business. He operates as a business. He's going to do what's popular and work with that. So, oh, nice. Yeah, I would love to talk to LGR, and that's what I'm hoping to. Collaborate with people, do co-streams, stuff like that. Maybe we can do a stream together sometime, Nate. I would think it would be a lot of fun. So, yeah, Mad Little Pixel follows the trends as well, and a lot of them do. They have to. Like, that's how they grow, right? So, yeah, you're right. That's the vibe I get from LGR, and I know that some people project a certain persona, but he seems like a genuinely nice guy. And his comment was super nice. Yeah, there was that IBM with the 8-bit guy. I won't go into details on that one, but yeah, that was... Yikes. Anyway, but I actually got invited for a future collaboration with multiple YouTubers, several that are fairly famous, and I'm a little worried about that one. It's in a few months. I don't want to spoil anything yet, but I did get invited to to be part of a collaboration effort. So I will be doing that, but it's several months out, so nothing yet. You'll see when it comes. But that one has me a little bit nervous because there's several YouTubers in there that are multi-100,000 subs that are in the same thing. So that's a huge honor to get pulled into that one. Hopefully that should be really fun. But yeah, that IBM that caused a lot of backlash. That was not a good choice, so... but yeah. Yeah, that was not a good choice on his part. I don't think there's any way to say that. That was just I need to get the video done. I'm going to take a couple of corners I shouldn't have, and then the community just really went after him. And I think the biggest thing was just that he didn't quite understand why the community went after him. And this community, when you defile a retro computer, that's almost the worst thing you can do, right? So, anyway, it's getting real late here too now. I know several of you probably are very late. You should probably go to bed, Demi. It's, what is it, like, morning? Yeah, exactly. I do a lot of research, and I'm very scared about touching hardware and breaking it. I'm very basic with the hardware fixing layer still, but I want to make sure I do it justice. I have an Apple IIe I need to fix up. By all and large, it doesn't look that complicated. But yeah. Yes, I will spin up a Discord. I promise you, Ozzy, I will spin up a Discord. And I will try and link that out and everything, and then that way we can have a chat going all the time. I will say up front, I won't be able to be in it all the time, but of course you guys are welcome to be in there and chat as much as you want, and I'll hop in when I can and everything. So, anyway, I really appreciate you guys hanging out so long. It was a super fun stream. I can't even speak anymore. Had beers and then talking for almost 3 hours straight. But this was a super fun stream, super fun game to play. If you have suggestions, hit me up on Twitter if there's games you wanna that you want me to play, and I'll always take into suggestions. I may not always go with the one for that week depending on how things work, but I'll just look at my boxes and like, hey, that one looks cool, and I'll play it. So that's kind of how it works. So anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Fun stream. I will see you guys in a week. Everyone go get some sleep, or most of you go get some sleep, it seems like. So hopefully I see you guys next week. Otherwise, I'll see you on Twitter and videos and whatnot. Hoping to have the next video out soon. So, all right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next week.